PMTG Pro Nepal season number 2. To conclude, we're going to have our champions, ladies and gentlemen, after the 6 matches that will be played. But how well are the teams going to play it off? Because yesterday it was another story. Day number 1 was a different story. And now with BTR being on the very top right and now at this point, V2 will have to see what's going to be the very final hope for the players, for the teams on how they want to play it off, how they want to perform it out. But yes, it's going to be another exciting day. It's going to be another amazing day with a lot of aggressions, with a lot of casualties going around. Maybe the BTR will come on top. Maybe the other teams will come on top. We'll never know until to the very end of today's matches.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm all here for it. Oh, there we go. We have the overall leaderboards just after the last match of day number 2. As you can see, BTR is sitting at the top with DRX still there, 4 points behind. And then number 3, there's a pretty significant drop going down for top number 4. It's even more, it's like 80. And then after that there's maybe 2 points away from horror esports. So after top number 4 going down, it's like, you know what, there's a huge chance that the rankings can change a lot. But then for top 1, top 2, and top 3, it might be a little bit hard. But considering the fact that we have 6 matches for tonight, lots of things can still change. And you can see right here, this is the map schedule.
It sure is. The match schedule is ladies and gentlemen. But one thing for sure that we do have to know is the fact that there's a Rondo, there's a Sandhawk, and the teams will definitely go chaotic in this. There's no way whatsoever that the teams that will go towards a safer approach, safer side angles. And no, we're definitely going to see a lot of casualties, a lot of aggressions going around. And with Rondo being the first match, as we did discuss into the day number 2, day number 1 as well, even though day number 1, Rondo was match 3 alongside of the Sandhawk. So we were discussing the fact that the fact was still there, that we was discussing how the Rondo is going to affect the momentum of majority of the teams. And it's the same today. BTR might win it out. BTR might get early eliminated somewhere into the region. There's so many chances for so many teams that are not doing good. All they have to do is change their momentum, go from a little bit passive that they have been doing to a little on the aggressive side.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of things that can change in these next 6 matches. And we've actually seen the trend in the previous days that, you know, there are some teams that they do really well in one map and then they fall off in the other. We actually see that for BTR. And they fell off for like maybe the first 3 maps, but they still managed to keep their rank number 1 because they garnered a lot of points on day number 1. And match 4, match 5, match 6, they managed to get like a little more points and stayed in number 1 consistently. But we can see actually DRX might be catching up really soon, so that's something that we're looking forward to. That's something we're watching. But on the other hand, we're also watching the other teams, because I mean, top number 3, top number 4, and top number 5 also matter. So for the fans of these teams, let's go ahead and give them some support in the comment section.
Oh yeah, make sure you do support your favorite team player into the comment section as well. We will be reading the comments. I'm looking at them. I'm not calling out anyone. Yes, there's a lot of fans going around cheering their names, cheering their favorite team, favorite players' names. But yes, Annie, before we head over to the final day, the final matches to initialize, I'm going to ask you a very serious question. I want you to pick one team that will take the first chicken.
The first chicken. Okay. Since this is Rondo, it can go either, but I don't know. I feel like Team Secret is speaking to me right now. I could be wrong. I'm never right in these predictions, but what about you, Torix?
I was gonna go with Arena this time. I don't know why. The momentum that they have been generating throughout this whole journey, it's kind of hitting me. Like, okay, they have the potential. They can do it. And whenever I've seen that singular particular team go into the aggressive stances, go into the aggressions, I have seen them do wonders. Even if they're not getting the chickens, they're getting a lot of decent elimination points. I've seen them maximum do, I think, 18 to 19 elimination points. Not talking about just the tournament, but overall in general, right? And they got eliminated at that point early on, very early on, right? So all of these factors combined, there's a lot of chances for the team E-Arena to actually do something really great. But aside from that, there is the fact that Hora will be playing. Hora will be trying to
Mm.
also mitigate the top performance for themselves to get into the top ranking, overtake the BTR. There's a lot of pressure on BTR. Nonetheless, no matter where we look at from, BTR is on the very top throughout the 2 days. Yes, there will be a confidence boost into their performance as well, but there's also that factorines of the pressure that it's the final day. We have not made any mistakes to be overtaken from the number one position, but today, if we make any mistakes, that might completely overturn and change into our into their unfavorable advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, BTR has a good start today. They're already sitting in number one. So all they have to
Yeah.
do is stay consistent and absolutely not give a chance to any other team to overtake them. So, as you said, there's a lot of pressure coming in. They are at the top, but they're only 4 points ahead of DRX. So, you know what, BTR, so far their trend, I mean, they do well. And there are some games where they get a lot of points. Like I'm saying, past the 20-point mark in one map. And then some other games, they get picked off less than 5 minutes into the game. So that's actually what happens with most of these teams.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do really well, and sometimes they get picked off really early. No one consistent team all throughout, and it's just that BTR managed to get the most amount of points out of this like inconsistent kind of gameplay. So they're all on a leveled field. They are like these teams are really good, and we've seen them perform in not just this tournament but in the previous tournaments also. And they're doing really well. So we have a lot of confidence in them. And with that, we will be moving on to Rondo. We are seeing the flight right now, and well, that's a very horizontal line.
That sure is a very horizontal line. It's going kind of good, I'd say, but not that good. So be very careful. And I'm talking about all the teams on where you want to go. You have the Northerns, you have the South. You don't have those corner areas for yourself to like mitigate or go. So be very careful on which city you're going to choose. Are you going to choose the Jadena city, whereas you have the two bridges going from the small city to the main city? Then we have Danching, we have Neox factory, the tracks area, the Mayran, all these big cities. Are they going to be contested this time around? Stadium is contested. There's two teams going around. I can also see teams, players, in fact, of BTR and Namching's Red Force going to the northern angles towards Minhu area. But they're not going to be able to reach that. They're going to be over into complete open side. Maybe try to find some cars and everything. But so far, out of this big of a map, look at this.
Oh,
It's such a big map, and all of the teams they have dropped, but we can barely see the number. If it's Miramar, if it's Erangel, you usually see it completely like fill up the whole map. But this time around, we see just those small dot areas to be filled.
yeah, absolutely. And right now we're seeing the consequence of that. We're already seeing two eliminations going in on the side of Hora. It looks like, oh, whose team was that? Kinotrope actually lost two players so early on. It's not even the 2 minute mark, and that's because there's a trend in Rondo. We saw this in the past two Rondo maps. There's always a cluster of teams going in on the same city. It's not like Erangel and Miramar where they're so used to it that it's almost like everywhere. Like there are teams all over the place, and now it's just like they're so unprepared that they're all landing on the same place. And you can see right now on the mini map that is a four different squads in in I can't quite catch the name, but yeah, in this area there's four different squads. Over here we're seeing two. This is Yangon Galacticos and A1RG. So you know what? This is gonna be fun. But despite the fact that there's so many clusters of squads, surprisingly only two people got picked off right now. So you know what? Let's wait and see if there's any potential engagements to be had, especially with YG and A1RG over here.
Ouch! The moment you said it, there's going to be a knockdown. A1RG is also going to receive the casualty. Both parties getting a knockdown on each other's side. That's a trade off going around. Equilibrium is on its way. Say Cloud is coming for that rescue. He is going to go for that revive as soon as possible, but be very careful of what you're going to choose. Rowdy's first going to be finished off, then he's going to go for the revive. Say Cloud, making sure that he has the elimination, he has the upper advantage, upper hand against the A1RG, whereas all of its players actually gets the revive. But oh, do I see another one knocked out? A1RG losing their players just like that. That's second one down. Fortunately, he will be revived in the meanwhile. Monet Boy closing in, taking this opportunity to change the direction of his location, the location that he has. But oh my god, Romeo Boy taking down CJ Boy right there. DRS example on our screen in this Mayran area with three different teams alongside of the premises. There's a revive going again once more. Say Cloud gets a knockdown instantly. Mernet Boy throwing a grenade. It will not connect. It will not get any kind of connections. The Molotov has also been thrown. The players will be forced to not go onto the top floor, but there goes the grenade. It's going to hit, but no connection. Master Smile still alive,
Oh my.
going forward, taking that fight face to face, but you have to be very careful. There's a guy, there's a player in this warehouse. The jump shots are coming. Flash gets taken down in an instant. It's just down to the very last guy of A1RG, which case Yangon Galacticos takes him out. No casualty, ladies and gentlemen, no casualties. The A1RG, and they have the 4 eliminations.
I love Rondo so much. That was so messy. These engagements are so messy. You can just tell that they're not quite used to the map yet because there's a lot of clumsiness and everything. Oh, Federalis, you got caught right there. But Kyurine is stationed outside. I think there's still a possibility that Bigatron by Vitality. No, absolutely not. Rizy and Federalis are down. They have gravestones are their names now. And unfortunately, BTR they didn't manage to get those points that they need. And this is what I'm saying. Sometimes they get a lot of points. And especially in day number 1, the Rondo, they did so well. But right now, it looks like it's not looking good for them. But Kyurine and Bumblebee, I think they can get some more elimination points, but they're definitely not gonna be as they can't match up to the teams, especially the full squad teams anymore, since they've lost Rizy and Federalis. So let's see what Nongshim Red Force will be doing about that. It looks like there will be some grenades coming in, but it's not gonna connect to either Kyurine and Bumblebee. So let's just wait and see what's gonna happen.
Ew. Oh, we do have to see what's going to
Ouch.
happen, but a grenade goes over from Kieran's side. Kieran
Uh-oh.
instantly gets a knockdown as well. It's a trade-off, back to back, ladies and gentlemen, once again. Situation is kind of going on both sides, both angles. Be very careful on what you're going to do, but Bigatron from the back angle. Nomshing's Red Force's player. Just the better of them. Nomching's Red Force surviving 4 eliminations, and BTR, the team that is on the very top of the leaderboard. Now they have been eliminated early on. This gives enough opportunity to the number 2, number 3, number 4 teams position side to take this initiative, get onto the number top, and take over the BTR. But E-Arena, they're also taking those casualties to their name and also giving it away towards the enemy side, as Blood Official is down to the very last guy close to the proximity of E-Arena. Arena is also down to the last 2. So it's a 1 versus 2. And in the back line, there's a Tribro Messi. There's also DRS. So it's not just one team. It's 3, 4 different teams going around 4, 5, 6, getting those eliminations. It's a 1v3 that this guy has pulled off for the team. And an amazing job that he has done.
That was crazy. I mean, like the jump shots, but then again, EA did have the better guns. Oh, I love this. I love the fact that the walls collapse. But I just gotta remind you guys, DRX only needs a 5 more points to overtake BTR, and BTR is sitting with 0 points right now. There's a possibility, there's a huge possibility BTR will be dethroned in this Rondo map. And I'm just saying, Arena 456, you're in trouble. But let's see what 456 will do. Goes outside, but we'll be going back and take some damage from Killer YT. They have the information. They know where 456 is. They have the numbers advantage. All they have to do is storm up the staircase, and then goodbye 456. Killer YT comes in and finally finishes off E Arena. Goodbye, Torx.
It's a goodbye right there for E Arena. Ouch. Whew.
Ouch.
But let's see what's going to happen. Still, there's a lot of more teams alive. 11 total teams. DRS being one of them. With 3 elimination, 3 men standing. Tribe Messi is in the forefront. It's a 4 versus 3 right now. Yetauta dodging every bullet, getting a knockdown on Kiante. Beautifully done. Yetauta now back to the UMP 45. He's ready to take the action once again. Rig is on the front lines. Has a QBZ in hand, but Yetauta first healing himself. 75, UMP 45 in hand. He's gonna take down almost the second guy. The peak fire is not gonna work it out as Yetauta by the hand of Delta. Even with that slight bit of HP gets taken down, but Killer YT comes into the play as 12K makes the better work of the player as he gets the full confirmation on Rig. Now it's down to the last guy. Delta it is in the front lines. The jump shots are coming in, but the players is finally gonna be taken down. It's a 1v1 going to Killer YT as Killer YT wins it over. And now DRS, they're gonna revive all of their players. But try Messi, I want to see where the very last guy is.
DRS. I mean, that was probably Killer YT that was still up and running, but you can see that their other players are kind of like losing it out, and probably is gonna be completely finished off later on. But I'd like to watch 4 Thrives and Horror Esports. It looks like Noki will be getting those sprays, but unfortunately will be taking a lot of damage as well. Horror, they're all congregating in one area, and those sprays are just gonna distribute amongst these players. And one good grenade, they could take them all out, and it's exactly what 4T is trying to do. I love what Noki's doing over here. I mean, it's like a flank from afar, the snipes coming in. But let's see if that will work out. Looks like we're also seeing a lot of grenades. It looks like Jiggle will be first to go down on the side of Hora and 4T. Let's see if they can take them off. Oh my gosh, took a lot of damage. Oh my gosh, this is a huge standoff for 4T and Hora. It's taking a while, although like they're all out in the open and they're throwing all their grenades at each other. But they're all holding up, so let's see what happens. I think this will take a while.
Oh no, what happened? IQ, he wanted to get that revive, and that's going to cost down 2 of the players of the 4 Thrives. Now Noki is the very last hope for the team. Hora's in the front proximity, behind the hard cover. The shots are going on. The damage is here from the grenade, and the player comes in with the 1897. Makes better work of Noki. 4 Thrives out of the match. 0 eliminations in this match whatsoever. Top 10 teams, ladies and gentlemen. It's only been 11 minutes. 11 minutes in, and we are down to 33 players. 10 total teams. Mernet Boy also been taken down by Alpha Gaming. That's the first elimination that they're going to have against the Yangon Galacticos at this point. Say Cloud going in the compound. Now East knows the location. If he had the throwables, if he had the grenade, he could have utilized that maybe to take down the players to mitigate the situation to his own favor. But Yangon Galacticos, they are very careful. They're very precise. But now Alpha Gaming, only top is in the circle. The rest of the teams, they will have to move forward. But I see Refus still knocked down. Someone needs to go get that revival done as soon as possible. I think this is the time to top. Go for the top into the back lines and get that revival done. Zeol is the one that's going for that revive of the Refus. I do believe so, on a different angle. But he's also going to receive some shots. He's going to go on the top of the mountain. He's going to receive the damage from the Yangon Galacticos. So he's very careful. DRS finally taking the final player of the Tribe Messi down as well. That's a full squad wipeout that the DRS has done. But now DRS is also down to the 2 players. Alpha Gaming throwing grenades, throwing the Molotovs, the utilities that they can possibly think of. All the dumps are going around, but Yangon Galacticos is unscathed, unnerved, unmoved. And there we go, the car moving away from this area, trying to change down the position. He's going to shoot down the car, almost getting Yangon Galacticos' player. And Cloud barely managing to cling on that life, going into the cover. Now back to the 75% HP. He will go, and he will take that engagement from a different angle.
Ooh, it's a mess, especially for Alpha Gaming. So Zyol and Refuse, they're out of commission. East just got knocked down. I think there's only one last person left on the side of Alpha Gaming before they'll be saying goodbye, going back to the lobby. And of course, Master Smile over here, I think they're gonna go ahead and finish off East. Oh no! He got hit by the frying pan. I mean, save those bullets, but at the same time, wow. But anyway, so that's going really well for it was Yango Galacticos and DRS that are on the top of the leaderboards right now. And we're seeing Romeo Boy right now. They spotted Team Secret, tried to get some bullets in, but unfortunately I don't think we saw any connections just yet. It looks like they lost Murnut Boy. I'm not sure if they got eliminated or they just disconnected, but either way, Yangon Galacticos, DRS, they're doing really well. Hora just 1 point away from catching up. Nongshim Red Force. Once again, yesterday, they were the chicken dinner winners yesterday. So, watching out for them. There's a lot of chaos in this Rondo map. You can see the fact that it's still 14 minutes in and we're already down to 28 players. I think this is going to be really fun. But right now, it looks like the players are, I don't know, I guess they're like in a little bit of stalemate right now.
They definitely are in a little bit of stalemate, but that stalemate is not going to continue for too much longer. Stage number 4 is closing in. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. I want to see where the circle is going to head all over to. Maybe it's south, and it is south, ladies and gentlemen, to where the Kinotropes' player, Alpha Gaming. They're in the circle as well as the solo player top. Hora versus Yangon Galacticos, close to the proximity. The fight will definitely ensue. Cyclone gets eliminated. Wait a second. What happened to the DRS as they get eliminated by the play circle? That was a lot of damage of the circle that they just took down. I don't know why they were not moving. They were not making their way in the circle. They had the 7 eliminations. This was a great start for the DRS as well. But suddenly, they fell short. They got eliminated early on the number 9. They're not going to receive a single placement point for themselves. But now, from this point onward, any team who gets eliminated will receive the placement point for themselves. DRX is Nia in the front lines, trying to make the area for his own favor. Nia so far has AUG in hand, 6x scope. The player gone for the revive. He's definitely going to make sure the car is going to burst down. The car tires are no longer functionable, and Nomching's Red Force kind of stuck into the open area field. The smokes will definitely come in handy at this point, that's for sure. But DRX, you have to yet get in the circle, and you have to yet start that engagement, start those fights for yourself. So far, you have 0 eliminations whatsoever.
Yeah, and DRX, they need 5 eliminations to overtake PTR right now. This is their chance. But unfortunately, they just can't find the angle that they need. But they're definitely trying. We're seeing their formation right now. They're trying to go in the circle. There's a team that's shooting at them. I believe that's Team Secret, or would it be Horror Esports? I believe Horror Esports is looking about another team. Actually, there are like 2 different teams near my. One of them is Yangon Galacticos. The other one, I didn't quite catch. I think that was R8. But yeah, we're watching them right now. Horror Esports. It looks like they're doing really well. 6 eliminations. All the while, Team Secret finds a 1 knock on their favor on YG. Frankie trying to scope up the scene. Sees a little bit of movement, and that's actually Yangon Galacticos. It looks like Team Secret will be going ahead and positioning themselves in this very pretty swamp. But Tran gets shot down all of a sudden. Zeros is at least over there to go ahead and give that revive.
Oh my god, there's a lot of needs for the revives and all of these things. But you can see Secret. That's two down. In fact, that's only two left. Alpha Gaming in the front line. Oh my god. The situation is not going good for these guys at this point. Yes, they're in the top eight, but we have to be very careful. They have to be very careful on what they're going to do because one wrong move will instantly mean annihilation on their end. Frankie's here. Let's see if he's going to be able to see the Horror Esports player, if he's going to be able to get a knockdown on them. The QBZ, it jiggles too much. It moves too much. You're not going to be able to, even as a thrown down player, take down the full spray against the enemy. So you have to make sure, you have to know what you are going to do at this point. Frankie's here. Let's see. 007 so far. He has 40 bullets lock and loaded. On the other side, it's an S12K in hand, so he still can only use the QBT for the long ranges. But now, finally getting a shot 200 meters out of the proximity of the circle. Now, this is going to be a really intense situation. Now, this is what we're talking about. He is not going to be able to survive for too long as Big Papa. He's here as well, getting some shots outside of the circle, 65 meters, and close to their proximity, I can see R8 closing in.
So R8's here, joining in the fray. They're moving, they're pushing towards DRX, but I wonder what their plan is. I think they're about to go ahead and storm the place. There's a lot of grenades coming in from DRX, however, but R8 will be answering back. They'll definitely have to dodge those. There's absolutely a lot of things happening. DRX takes a one. They have a one down from the side of R8. Marth will need that revive, but the Mars definitely not giving up. Throwing those grenades. Not much damage coming in from either side just yet. But Prestige, I think they're about to do something. I wonder if this is going to be a vehicle elimination or will it just be a repositioning. But over here, Damar behind. Wow, that's the beautiful sprays coming in. But one after the other, the rest of their team is going down. So it's all up to Damar right now. Everyone else needs that revive. I think they're getting finished off as well. Big Papa just took one. That's Marth going down now. DRX has 2 points to their name, but on the other hand, DRX is also needing 2 revives in the bag. So let's see what Damar will do about that. And he gets Jiggle Horror rather.
Ooh.
Gets finally, oh my gosh, Prestige finally falls and R8 will be saying goodbye. So let's see how DRX is gonna fare after that.
That was sad. That was absolutely sad at that point. Now DRX down to the very last guy. Alpha Gaming gets eliminated. Nomshings not making sure that they're getting all the elimination that they can. But DRX finally gets the elimination on their side. Where Esports is also facing a lot of casualties at this point as one player gets a finisher. But Big Papa, Big Mama, Nia, all the players of the DRX, they finally gets a full finisher. It's top 5, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the top 5 with solo duos onto the proximity. No fear going full, getting the elimination on Master Smile. Young on Galacticos. Alta out of the match. 16 elimination. 16 elimination to Horror Esports. They're absolutely kicking all the lobby. Nomshing's Red Force 5 eliminations. Yes, they have the 3-man standing. Kinotrope down to the very last secret. Down to 2. Grenade going from Kinotrope. Tam R not getting any connections. And GK. He's in the warehouse. He's in the shack. He's going to move and he's going to be spotted by Tam R.
And the funny thing is, Kinotrope, I remember they got picked off early on. There were 2 players that got picked off like a few minutes into the game, and they're still alive. Like, you just realize they're still alive, and Tam R is holding on to those placement points. And in fact, we're already down to the last 4 teams, so that's a lot of placement points on their side. It's a great thing. But Tam R, I think they might be the next to go down because this is a bit of a hard thing, a hard situation for them. They're all alone and they're up against Team Secret with 2 players, Nongshim Red Force with 3, and Horror Esports, who are on a roll, by the way, still with 2 players. So watching out for that. Horror Esports so far doing the best performance for this first map, but I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. How will this end, especially since I think non-gym Red Force are gonna finally join in the fun once again. Let's see if they will go ahead and take these engagements.
We do have to see what's gonna happen as Hora Esports, they're absolutely cooking it up. No fear has 7 individual elimination, 4 for Jiggle. Right in this proximity, they're in the top 5, slowly but surely pushing forward, going into the side of the Nomshing's Red Force. The Nomshing's Red Force is also taking the fight against the Secret. Secret is out. There we go. On the top 4, they get eliminated. Nomshing's 3-man, the only team I'd say at this point that has the highest probability of securing the winner chicken dinner because of the man advantage that they have at their disposal. For esports, because of the gunpowder that they are presenting in today's matches. In this match, in fact, the chances are really good for these guys as well. But I don't know what's going to happen to the Kinotrope at this point. The solo guy, what is he going to think? What is he going to do at this point? And what's his processing thought at this point? Because so far, it is just the solo guy, and we don't know where Kinotrope is right now situated at. I can't even see him into the minimap. It's just Hora and the team, Nomching's Red Force, just into the proximity, chilling out there from one direction to another one.
Mm-hmm. Now I want to know where Kintrop is. They're just hiding out there. And they're still alive, so that's the important part. So the smartest thing that Tam R can do right now is kind of wait for Hora and Nongshim to go ahead and eliminate each other. And right now, Nongshim Red Force has the numbers advantage, but Hora Esports has the momentum, and they have a lot of eliminations right now. We can see No Fear is probably gonna be the MVP, sitting with a 7 whole eliminations to their name right now. So, we just saw Tam R's car blow up. I think Jiggle Horror knows that he's there. So that's a potential elimination. But then again, Tam R gave has their location compromised. Jiggle Horror as well took some damage from somewhere. I believe that was Tam R giving those bullets. So they're definitely trying. But over here, Beanie as well, trying to see if they can get a pick off on their side.
We do have to see what's going to happen. So far, it's 7 elimination towards the Namshing's Red Force. The Binny is trying his level best with the sprays, with the fires to get the connections. But I see Kinotropes as last guy as well. Now Namshim's, they're finally covering and moving together as a single unit in the circle. But Jiggle is going to be that one crucial factor where he might take one player down. He does it. Instead, he also gets taken down. It's a 1-1 trade-off going around. No Fiahura is also now the last guy surviving. It's a 1 versus 1 versus 2 scenario for the side of the Nomching's Red Force. And Nomching's Red Force is going to find out No Fiahura as well. No Fiahura gets eliminated. Sports out of the match. And nobody stopping Nomching's from this point onward to get that win over the Chicken Era, as Tamar has also been spotted. He is finally going to get that level 3 arsenal, the level 3 vest helmet, but his location, it's completely revealed. He's going to peek. He's going to fire. There's a TZ from a different angle that can potentially take him down. He's closing in. You can see in the minimap, TZ is finally pushing in, closing in, cooking a grenade on the player as he's so focused on the car, on the elimination. The TZ's grenade is going to connect, and it's over. Nomshing's Red Force, ladies and gentlemen, as our first winner chicken takers of the day number 3, match number 1.
I love what Nongshim Red Force did over there with the decoy of the cars and then TZ coming in from the back, from the side, and taking that kill for themselves. And once again, the first Rondo map, Nongshim Red Force, their second Rondo chicken dinner in a row. That's absolutely amazing. I don't know if these guys just love this map or they revel in the chaos, but congratulations once again. These are our first chicken dinner takers for today, for this day number 3. So I'm really excited to see what the stats look like. I mean, we saw Hora Esports, they have a lot of eliminations and they got taken out as the number 3 team. So they definitely have a lot of placement points as well. So that's
21.
one thing to look forward to. And also, there's, of course, Nongshim Red Force getting that chicken dinner. And also, I would like to see how DRX and BTR are going to look like on the leaderboards, because I think DRX has enough points to take over BTR. But you know what? Let's see later on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, 21 points for Hora alone in this match. It's a very, very big jump. Number three placement gets 5 placement points, 16 elimination, 21. But Namshing's Red Force, they're also going to have like 20 points for themselves as the Vinavana Chicken Takers. They had the 10 eliminations. They just managed to secure that final elimination right now. But aside from that, Secret, they were on there on the hashtag number 4. The team Trope was there as a second placement team, so 6 points for the placement just alone, and some decent number of 5, maybe 6 elimination to their name. That's still 12 points. Double digits are on its way for this team as well. But going in on our screen of the Winner Chicken Takers, after this Winner Chicken dinner, Namching's Red Force is going to have 10 total overall ranking, 10 eliminations, 20 total points. Winner Chicken Dame team stats individually, 7 elimination to Doc. So it's between Doc and No Fear at this point. The fight that's going to occur between the MVP. 7 elimination, 901 damage. We have Benny with 2 eliminations, 330 damage. 1 elimination for TZ with the final grenade, 411 damage. And we have XZY with 0 elimination, 0 knockout, 0 damage. This was the guy that got early eliminated on, and the rest of the teams just got the winner chicken dinner for themselves. 0 vehicle elimination, 53 eliminations in total, 5 grenade eliminations, 1 airdrop, and 357 meters of the longest elimination. The distant elimination is Sky Hora.
And I love what Nongshim Red Force, the fact that they're on a number 10 on the rankings, on the overall rankings right now, and the fact that they missed the number 1 completely and managed to climb all the way to number 10 anyway. That's absolutely crazy. But of course, we have the MVP of the match. It's none other than No Fear 911 with 7 whole total eliminations. That's like 7 out of 16 eliminations that Horror Esports managed to get in this match. And a total damage, that's quite a lot. That's 963 damage with the longest elim of 158 meters. And of course, survival time of 23 minutes and 56 seconds. Unfortunately, Horror Esports didn't make it towards the end, but they still managed to get a lot of points in the bag. And these are our stats. This is the damage graph. Hora Esports sitting at the top with 16 eliminations and 2.8k damage. Coming in second will be Nongshim Red Force, 10 eliminations and 1.6k damage. Yangon Galacticos with 8, 1.7k 1.7k damage, and then that's TRS with 7 eliminations and 800 plus damage. And these are my match leaderboards for this match.
This is the Matt leaderboard, ladies and gentlemen. Hora with 21, Nom Chings with the chicken, 20 points, Yangon 11, DRS with 7, Kinotrope with a total of 6, 0 elimination that they had. Okay. But DRX with 5 total, Team Secret with 4, 3 for R8, Arena with a 3, 2 for APG, 2 for AST, 1 for Blaz, 4 Thrives BTR, and A1 RG with 000 to their name. This is the match leaderboard. This is just the start. This is just the initialization of the today's matches. In fact, the 6 matches that we're gonna play. This is just the one. 5 more to go for the teams. Overall leaderboard 121. There we go. DRX finally overtaken the BTR by just 1 point into the overall ranking, getting that top position. BTR 120, 99 for Hora, Secret with 98, 82 for Tribe Messi, 80 for DRS, 78 for the Alpha Gaming, 75 for Yangon, Arena 67, 62 for Nom Chings, Kinotrope 57, 54 R8, 4 Thrives 50, 46 for Vampire, 41 for Bloods, 40 for the DK, and A1RG with 39.
Gotta give it to Notion Red for 7 matches, but they managed to beat 5 teams that showed up to all the matches. So that's absolutely crazy. And of course, DRX for overtaking BTR just now. So that's absolutely crazy. And that's a great start to this day number 3. And of course, this is the MVP race. It looks like Jaiki, Killer T, Rig, and Nia all made it there. And right now, it's Jackie with the 31 eliminations and 5.3k damage sitting up top. But followed by Killer YT very close 29 eliminations, and that's just one player. That's just one person. So these players are absolutely amazing doing their job. Coming in, Rig with 23 and Nia as well. So those were your runnings for the MVPs, and this is gonna be really fun. But once again, that was Rondo. That was our first map for today. Moving in forward, we will be seeing a match number 2 with Miramar, and then we're gonna have Erangel, and of course we'll see Sandhawk once
Yes.
again for that sprinkle of chaos. But for now, that was Rondo with the win for Nongshim Red Force.
Namjing's Red Force it was, but what a game, Hora Esports. What a game that they played up. But yes, there's still 5 more matches, and as Annie said, the next one will be the Miramar, with Rondo being done and dusted, the only Rondo that we're gonna play. It's the next bonus phase that we're waiting for, the match number 4, the Sandhawk, where another one of the teams might just commit and end this match within the 20 minutes marker. But right now, before heading into the Miramar, ladies and gentlemen, we will be going for a short break. Do not go anywhere. Stay with us, hit that like button, and we will see you after the short break.
The highly anticipated addition to the Mummy series outfits is here. Paired with the new Ice Tomb Glider, the Polar Spectrophage set is just what you need to freeze your enemies. Or send them ablaze with the Inferno Fiend set's new upgradable Chain Inferno Uzi. All the Mummy outfits are back. Get them all. Join now and collect the whole series to turn all eyes on the battleground. Event period, July 10th, 2025 through September 2nd, 2025.
Cybertron's future is near. Autobots, roll out! This planet reeks of weakness. Your courage reignites my spark. will crown a new lord of Cybertron. All for freedom. A victory for all sentient beings.
Come check out WoW version 3.9 during this blistering summer. But watch out so you don't get blasted by ink. The new Ink Blaster fires ink in multiple different colors. Like other firearms, it deals damage, but it also splatters anything it hits with ink. Look at how much fun they're having. Look, seems like the pool party's got some fierce-looking guests. The Smog Zombie and Spitter Zombie have been added to WoW. They're not easy to deal with. Don't miss out on this summer showdown. We might need a janitor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back after this short break, timer of 5, maybe 6 minutes, I'm not sure, I don't remember. But yes, we're back. It was that short of a break. But Training Ground in Nepal Pro Season number 2, the match in number 2 will start for the final day in a short while. This is your host, Torix. With me, it's Annie for the day number 3 as well. Annie, welcome back. And the match number 1, what a game it was. But now, finally, we're moving into the matches, the maps where the teams know what they're gonna do and what they are capable of. The Miramars, the Erangels, the Sandhawks. It's about time, ladies and gentlemen. But we're gonna start off with the Miramar, the longest, the biggest map of them all, the 8x8 after Rondo. I feel like Rondo is much more like bigger than Miramar, even though the size is exactly the same. 8x8 it is. Miramar and Rondo, they are definitely a separate thing. Miramar, you have the complete open angles, complete open areas, whereas Rondo, you can make your own covers. So that's the versatility that the teams do get for themselves. But Miramar, how well are they going to use the ridges, the buggies to climb on top of those big peak of the mountains, get those angles against their opponents, in a short while, as it's the Miramar, the match number 2. Almost baited me, Annie.
Yep. All right. That's match number 2 after all, Miramar. And as you said it, there's a lot of, climbing high places in the Miramar and then taking cover as well. So without further ado, that was actually the start of our flight path. And we're seeing pit bias towards eastern side of the map, so I'm pretty sure El Pozo will be a little bit hard to be accessed right now. So the funny thing that the game can do right now is put the first circle over there, but for now, of course, that is the flight path that we're seeing. Everyone's just kind of settling in, and unlike Rondo, Miramar is pretty much like one of the maps where they know what to do. They have plans, they know where to drop off, and then they know where to hide as well, like in Rondo, where they're kind of like congregating in the same drop off points and then like getting picked off so early on with those early pickoffs. And of course, in Sandhawk, it's a smaller map, so there's a lot of uncertainties. But here in Miramar, we can see just the full kind of skill range of each of these teams. These teams, they know the map well, they know where to hide, they know how to scout out, they know how to rotate into the areas, and they have like set strategies. So we're gonna be finding out how well they play this Miramar map. And there's no like set team that's really good at just Miramar. So you know what, maybe the winner chicken dinner team might be one of the top teams, or it might be someone like surprising coming up.
I mean, it's just the start of the game, and Arena already losing a player, or did they not join with it? Okay, Avon RG, they were the one responsible for that early fragment, early elimination, and Arena already forced to be into a panic mode at this point. They have to be very conclusive, very precise on their gun skills, on their fights, on which one they want to take, which one they want to avoid. Right now, I'd say they should avoid the fight against the A1RG because A1RG would have the upper advantage against them, and they can definitely win it out if the fight actually happens against these players. That Storm is here. You can see him, 19 bullets into the Vector, 105 into the backpack. He's ready with that SMG action to take and initialize a knockdown, maybe on the arenas, but they're not pushing. That's the good part. That's the good part on both parties. Nobody's pushing. Nobody's over pushing at any point in time. They know that whoever is going to push is going to receive the casualty.
And that's exactly why everyone's just playing safe over here. So in this area, we have R8 and Nongshim Red Force trying to contest this area, and it looks like XYZ is inside this building, but slowly but surely R8 is trying to storm the area as well. But on the other hand, somewhere out there in the other map, it looks like A1's CJ Boy will get eliminated off, and now EA will get their first fresh elimination. I mean, it's a trade-off. I mean, they lost one player and now they have one elimination as well. So, give or take, it's not sustainable, but it's a something that get out of. So, looks like there's a Molotov coming in. Doxy is definitely taking those damage. R8 is still at the ground floor, wondering if they'll be going in for that push or will they be waiting out Nongshim Red Force.
Namshing's Red Force. Look at this. Look at this stat. Doc. He's the guy. He's the legend. After all of those matches that they have played, the first two initial days and the first match of today, he has 16 elimination. But Arena versus A1RG, it's finally happening, ladies and gentlemen. Namshing Red Force is also mitigating themselves into a fight, getting some elimination numbers to their name, but also losing some of their own players. As XZY gets a finisher, they're down to the 3 players. They only managed to get a knockdown on the team R8, but not the elimination, not the confirmation. On the other hand, oh my god, do I see 2 eliminations on A1RG? That's 1:2. You took down 1, but you gave out 2 of your own to the enemy side. The Uzi's not gonna work it out. Oh my god, Rowdy, you barely missed it. You could have got that knockdown onto the players, but you missed it out, and now you're in a very panic mode. Doc eliminating Prestige. Prestige getting a knockdown. Now Doxy is finally gonna take that action with the Uzi. 5 bullets. AKM being shot constantly in one direction. 7 more bullets. The peak is there. The headshots are gonna connect, and there we go. Doc is going to have another knockdown. He's finally going to move forward, but Damar is finally going to be eliminated. 4 eliminations. R8 fully being eliminated, and the first fight, that first conclusion of the fight happened on R8.
Ooh, there we go. We're down to 14 teams and 52 players remaining. So that's R8 will be forced. It will be the first, rather, to go down. But I see some damage being taken, and it looks like just from the mini map, there's still quite a mess over here. There's A1RG coming in, EA with, I believe, just 1 player. That's just Joker around here. I don't know where the rest of their team is, but Kinotrope's also hovering outside. It looks like Mormon will be getting Death Storm. Oh yeah, there we go. There's more players from EA coming in, and Rowdy will be getting shot at, and it looks like A1RG just that quickly. Our second elimination, our second squad elimination was just witnessed. So, you know what? This is pretty fun, but Kinotrope is still out there.
Kinotrope is definitely out there, but wait a minute. 4, 5, 6, no, you had 2 chances. Come on. Still couldn't manage to get a knockdown. Now Jumpfire 456 is going to be the one that are responsible to get knocked out. Even after that first initial elimination numbers that they got against A1RG, the 4, they're still going to lose the player. 456 being finished off. Mormon and Joker, the 2 guys that got those elimination numbers so far, they're the ones alive. They're the ones still into the game, and they will be responsible to secure some decent number of eliminations. With Kinotrope, last match they couldn't get even a single elimination. This match, at least 1 elimination to their name. Joker is here, taking a peek. He's gonna enter. He's going to find out where the enemies are, and I think he did see them. Now Joker You need to be very precise what you're going to do. The sprays are coming. Mark is cooking that grenade. You can push, you can go and rush as he's about to throw that grenade.
Uh-oh.
If it comes to you, you're going to be eliminated. But nope, nobody has the slightest of idea that Joker is residing here. A flashbang is going to be thrown. This time, the door closed up early on, and they're the one that gets flashed up. Joker, now once again, not moving an inch. He knows what's at stake here. There's not one, there's two, three players of the Kinotrope. They're actually going to push together. The grenade comes up. Oh my god. I just love it how he survived that finale. Finally, he's going to go get that knockdown. But Mormon, will he get that confirmation? That's the thing. As Tomer gets a knockdown, Kinotrope is losing their players. And no way, ladies and gentlemen. Mark, you got to get into the compound as Joker finally pushes up, gets a knockdown on Mark. It's a confirmation on both of the players, and Joker secures another elimination to his name. Mormon is also alive. 4 to 5 eliminations to the name of Arena right now at this proximity. The sixth one is waiting in the area as Kinotrope is also down to the very last guy. Ozi-san gone for the rescue, but Joker closing on with the UMP 45. You're gone to the wrong place, man. You're gone to the wrong place. But yes, the revive has finally been given out.
Here we go. Joker giving the chase. Ozzy-san just right below them. But at least the good thing is they're kind of playing in an equal field now. Kinotrope with 2 players. Finale is needing that revive. So it's practically a 1 versus 2 with Oji-san, Joker, and a Mormon. And let's see who will come out of this alive, because it looks like Oji-san is trying to run for their lives. And I mean, Joker over here, they have that SMG, they have that shotgun, but then again, these guys, they don't have the best of guns, and it looks like that'll be the end for Kinotrope. Arena manages to stay alive, and Joker does get that last laugh, but over here, it looks like Team Secrets might be our potential third party. So let's see how Team Secret will approach this EA, knowing that EA is just fresh out of an engagement and they're only down to 2 players. So let's see what Team Secret will do about this.
We do will have to see what's going to happen. So far, you can see Bigatron by Vitality, Curine, close to AST, but not that close. But you have to be very careful. This is Miramar. This is the open area. You can see the DRS into the left side, into the northern angles of the minimap. They have the opportunity. They have the chance to take you down from an off-angle location. The shots that can actually occur at you, it can definitely do a lot of damage. But Curine, finally getting into the car, moving out of here, going away, slowly, steadily. It's definitely going to work out, but where are they going? That's the question. Are they going to a safer location? Are they going in on a very aggressive approach? Because so far, what I can see, there is top. There is top from the APG in the area. So from one fight, from DRS all the way to the Alpha Gaming, this transition may work out, may not work out.
Yep. And hopefully it does work out. So BTR right now, they're out in the open. So I'm a little bit nervous for them. But then again, they're not really in much trouble just yet. And we can see that circle is actually closing in quite a lot already. And there's a lot of teams trying to go ahead and rotate into the area. So we can see actually Horror Esports and Bluzz. They're rotating from the north and DRX towards the west. And there's EA and Team Secret in still the same area, but getting swallowed up by that blue zone. They definitely gonna have to go ahead and get them moving if they don't want to lose too much resources healing up. So with that, the arena might have a little bit of trouble because a Team Secret is out there and waiting on E-Arena to be forced to move to the circle. And that circle is shrinking even more now. So with that, I believe this is like, I can't quite see what stage we are in, but it's stage number 3 rather. It's stage number 3 that we are in, and this is gonna get serious. It looks like Yang and Galacticos and Alpha Gaming right now, they're at odds with each other. Young Galacticos. Still 0 eliminations. Let's see if that's gonna change really soon.
So far, it is definitely 0 elimination, but it might change soon. It might not change soon. Will have to wait out for that. But Yangon Galacticos, one thing that I do see into their performance and into their gameplay is that they're ready. They're ready to get those decent number, to get those eliminations for themselves so far, and they are ready to take that action, the fights at this angle as well. See that, how well they're trying to do it up. We're not seeing those connections going around. Come on. I kind of want to see those number of eliminations that occurs for the players, that occurs for the teams to go on. But come on, the Molotov, it does a lot of damage, but not enough for the casualties. This is what we're talking about. This is what we are saying, that it's not working enough for the teams, for the players. They have to be very precise on what they're doing and how they're going to mitigate the situation for themselves. But so far, it's a Refus going on. No Molotovs and no grenades whatsoever at this point. Alpha Gaming, the 2 players here, versus the Tribermesis 3-man standing here.
Yeah, you're actually right. 13 minutes into the game, and they still don't have the ideal guns yet. And speaking of resources, taking a look at their inventories, not much grenades, but I didn't quite catch who had 4 grenades. And they were pretty they had a lot of resources. But then again, it's gonna be a little bit hard to take down Tribe Eremisi at this rate. But they're doing it either way. It looks like Alpha Gaming, they're gonna go ahead for the charge after throwing some grenades in. Doesn't quite chip on their HP, however. So if they really want to solve this problem, they'll go ahead and they spot another team at the distance, but they have to go ahead and get aggressive and push against Tribe Eremisi if they really want to get those eliminations. But of course, they are weighing the risks right now. They don't want to lose a lot of their resources and a lot of their players, so they're just waiting about, and that's pretty much what everyone's doing right now. So just taking a look at the map, DRS versus Bloods, I believe. I just saw some bullets coming in, and that circle is gonna close in really soon. Looks like East will be getting 2 knocks against AST, and that's a finisher for Rig, and that's a finisher for Delta as well. So it looks like AST's in a little bit of trouble. Can't quite catch where their stats are. So, anyways, ASC, you know what? They lost 2 players to the side of APG.
I mean, right now, the situation is going good for them, but not for the other team. Arena, they're doing a really great job. 7 elimination, but VTR, because run by Vitality, they're going to take that first position back from the DRX, as DRX is also in the game so far. 0 elimination. VTR wants to get some decent number of eliminations down upon on the enemy side, but East is going to push forward. Curine gets a knockdown. It's in the back line. The rest of the players of the team VTR closing in. Refus is pushing on. As a Refus pushes on, there was a grenade that made sure that the player's not pushing any further. AST is also taking the players of the BTR down. Okay, Tribe Messi, in the midst of all of this fight, they were just chilling here, right, in this compound. The moment the player actually went in, that was a very, very hard-hitting move. That was a surprise element of factor for the players. He did not know what hit them at that point, and right with this, we can see what's happening, what's going on by all of these players as Ease gets taken down. Refus is waiting for the opportunity that Tribe Messi pushes on, but I see Refus. I see the players of the Tribe Messi throwing the grenades into the area. I see Bigatron by Vitality rushing on a third party in the back line, but Fedralis, his own grenade is going to take down Bumblebee. This is not good. This is not good whatsoever. What are you doing, BTR?
Oh my gosh, that is the question. Now let's see how BTR will come out of this, because it doesn't look very good for them. I believe it's just a Federalis, and it's gonna be hard to go ahead and get those points after this rate. But ASC, all of a sudden, they also get eliminated off, and there's a lot of teams that got picked off with just 1 elimination. So It's kind of unfortunate for them that they've lost the chance to get more out of this game. But E Arena, however, they're doing really well. That's 7 eliminations on their side. And looks like Alpha Gaming, they might be doing well as well. Oh, DRS Gaming, a little bit of trouble. Yata Uta on the red. Killer Whitey's gonna be next. Example and Cyclone, they're still up in the running. Oh, no, Example just got knocked down. I think it's just Cyclone. And with that, Alpha Gaming was that. I didn't quite catch the name of the team that picked them off, but that was quite amazing. It was very fast paced, but yeah, Alpha Gaming back in. Team Secret out in the distance. Federalis is still lounging about down below, trying to see if they can stay alive. But yeah, it's a bit messy right now. 17 minutes into the game.
17 minutes into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Right here, we can see 17, 18 minute on the mark, but 6 to all the way 11. The teams are down, dusted. Fourth Rise is the only one in the middle of this to be surviving, to be alive. So there's that going on. Be very careful, Fourth Rise, on what you are going to do, how you're going to play it off. Yangon Galacticos on our screen as well, in the circle so far. It's a good start that they're in the circle, but they're close to the proximity of the Fourth Rise. So why are they drifting? This is not the time to drift, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the time to drift for these players, but they're doing it anyway. Secret going to this team. They're being forced to get that damage maybe from arenas on the northern angles. Hora Esports, in fact, is there. East is there. Secret Zeus near the team Alpha Gaming. Alpha Gaming is one of the team that is inside the circle, but Fourth Rise. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Blood Official getting that first initial elimination on Fourth Rise's player. That's one elimination going on, but the rest of the parties, they're still going to be alive. Nom Shingren for Shrine for Fourth Rise as Fourth Rise gets the better of them with the flare. Falak coming from the back, getting a knockdown. Beanie's here. A smoke grenade is going to be deployed. Sleepy Hora gets taken down by Bloods as well. But not only just one team here, but 2 different teams. But Beanie, beautiful 1897, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is on its very toes, but instantly, that's Falak coming up. Falak with that shot, getting all the 3 players down and out of the players of Nom Shengs. That's 3 eliminations for Fourth Rise. 4 eliminations, in fact, with 3 players still remaining.
I love it. I love it so much. All this chaos and Alpha Gaming going out of that engagement with the 6 eliminations to their name. Absolutely amazing. Oh, this is what I want to watch. This is Hora Esports. Last game, they had 16 eliminations. Let's see how they do right now, because they're still at 4 eliminations, but there's still 28 players left standing. And these guys, they're a full squad. They have all of their players. And now they're going to be going against Alpha Gaming, which, by the way, Alpha Gaming has quite the momentum right now. Sleepy's taking a lot of damage, and they are also quite out in the open. There's also Bluzz lounging about and near them as well. So this is a bit complicated for the side of Hora Esports, but they have a pretty good track record, so I'm pretty confident that they'll give us a pretty good performance right now. And taking a look at how the rest of these teams are doing, it looks like Alpha Gaming will be towards their south. Blues is also lounging about, and the rest of the 9 teams, they're somewhere out there. But right now, let's watch what Hora Esports will do in this situation.
Yep, that's one thing we will have to see what's going to happen at this point, as Sleepy Hora right now on our screen alongside of Sky Hora. Both are here at the corner of the circle. The 16 seconds, 15 seconds more in the circle will definitely close up. We're going to see our next circle in a short while. And it's definitely going away from these guys. Top 9 it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of players going down still at this particular angle. But the circle shift is going to be intense this time. Not too much. Down to the very center of the previous one it goes. For Thrive, close to DRX, the team that has the #1 position right now for themselves. The crowning champions that they can be. As Bigatron is also alive, but as a solo player, I don't think he's going to be able to do anything. Naki finally gets a knockdown. It's a confirmation, and Fourth Rise is right now down to the last two. Hora Sports also facing some casualties, getting knockdowns for eliminations is also into their hands. Alpha Gaming versus Hora. The shots are going. The connections are not making it through. It's not a knockdown, and an easy revive coming on for Hora Esports' player.
Absolutely, and I think Horror Esports, I don't really like their location right now, but I don't think they have a choice either. They probably didn't rotate early enough, so they're kind of forced to stay in this area. But they're getting bombarded right now. All the while, Federalis finally gets a caught. And they're out of the game and no placement points whatsoever. But Alpha Gaming bombarding Horror Esports, lots of them on the red. But on the other hand, it looks like from just the leaderboards. Oh, there we go. I think Horror is also going to be in trouble. They refuse. All they have to do is put one more bullet. Oh, there we go. Wakai does that, steals that knock from the side of Alpha Gaming. So Blues is definitely in there. Horror Esports, no fear, still alive, and they need to go ahead and revive. I believe that was Sleepy that was down because he's in trouble right now. It looks like the play zone's eating up some players, and Wakai actually steals that kill. Takes a Sleepy down, but of course, no fear, Horror. Oh, that's a lot of sprays, but unfortunately, Alpha Gaming will be getting the last laugh. And with that, it looks like Bluzz once again takes another kill on their side.
That's another kill going around right there, ladies and gentlemen. Irina also in all of this fights, taking those actions. There we go, some eliminations on the Irina's corners. Hora Esports also facing a lot of casualties as the last guys right now alive. Jiggle Hora receiving a lot of damage, and there we go. Jiggle gets eliminated. Right after that, there's Alpha Gaming also been taken out of the match. It's a back and forth of two different teams. 6 teams total are remaining right now. From this point onward, there's not a lot of placements that you can be. It's a majority of the area completely out into the open. The only cover that you have are these cars, are the rocks that you can take. Arena gets eliminated. 10 eliminations that they had, but with the elimination numbers now coming up on the hashtag number 6, they get eliminated. They receive 2 points. 3 is going to be given out to the team that will get eliminated here. 4 Thrives with 5 total points so far. Team Secret with 4, 3 for Bloods, 2 for Yangon, and DRX still alive. I'm really amazed to see this. That DRX being alive instantly mean one thing, that either they're here to take that winner chicken dinner, or to make sure that the top position that they just finally received for themselves, they make it soar high from this point onward. They want to soar high into the overall ranking, the number 1 position, as Bigatron has finally been eliminated at one point in time with 0 points whatsoever. So even right now, if DRX gets eliminated, they're still gonna receive like what, five total points. In fact, 5 total points, yes, for themselves. So still 5 extra points against Team BTR more. It's definitely an amazing thing. 6 total points will be the difference if they get eliminated at this point, but 12 teams are remaining. We have 4 Thrives in the midst of all of this. T4 and Falak together. Now, slowly pushing forward, staying into the compounds. They know that they have the circle on the top of the mountain. There's also Bluzz Esports just chilling out there. They know that even Bloods know that 4 man alive we just have to take that final fight. We just want that winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's between the 4 teams that are still up in the running for that chicken dinner. And yeah, all eyes on DRX right now. They are at the top, but they're only 1 point above BTR. And BTR right now, they're sitting on 0 points. And DRX, although they have, like, they're gonna put a huge gap, not that huge, like a considerable gap against BTR. BTR still has 4 more maps to go, so there's a lot of changes that could potentially happen for the overall leaderboards. And you know, like, just personally, I'm pretty sure these teams will start getting nervous in our match number 5 for today, perhaps, because that's the point where it's gonna be a little bit hard to change your fate already. But right now, we're still in match number 2 for today, and everyone's racking up as much points as possible. Looks like for Thrives Esports, we're seeing their perspective right now. 5 eliminations on Palak, and they're doing quite well. And they already have T24 also has a 1 elimination, and they have YG on the crosshairs trying to see if they can get some pickoffs. And I really love the position that Four Thrives is having right now. They're just putting bullets against YG, not quite resulting into the knocks that they need, but that's a pretty good angle that they have. I like their location, but they're not getting the knocks and the eliminations that they need from that.
I mean, right now, it's just these top 4, right? It's just this top 4 of the engagements, and there is no knowing fight when they will get into that very aggressive stances. As the Yangon Galacticos finally going against the DRX, getting some damages, getting a knockdown. DRX is gonna lose down. That's 3 players are remaining. Bloods official is still going to be scattered into the northern side of the map, just chilling out there, waiting for the opportunity that's going to present themselves. For Thrives tapping on for Yangon Galacticos' players is going to get any kind of connections as they're behind the ridge. T4 finally getting that M416, receiving some bullets. You don't have enough bullets as well. That's the thing. For Thrives, they're low on bullets. They're low on the ammo as well. But for Thrives, Falak finally going to be taken down. Romeo Boy is the one responsible for that. It's a confirmation going around. Bloods official gets Voke. Voke is the guy that's responsible for that elimination. But for Thrives, their first one to get eliminated into the top 4. As Yangon Galacticos gets their hand into another elimination to themselves. Now, with 4 elimination, Bloods official as a 4-man, they're pushing on Yangon Galacticos. The Yangon Galacticos, we do have to see what's going to happen as Gyros threw that grenade. It definitely hit. It definitely got a connection, a knockdown onto the players. As a Bloods official, now with 4-man unit. As a full squad, they are pushing. Look at this. Another one down. Master Smile, the potential only person to get that revival done, to get those casualties on towards the Bloods officials players as well. The revival's been done, but the players have finally made its way. One more bullet on the S12K, but the S12K is not going to connect. Finally, Voke gets taken down, and Voke finally even survives 7 elimination. 10 on its way. It's going to be a 10 elimination winner chicken dinner, I can say for sure, against for the Bloods official. DRX still managing to get that number 2 position, even if they get eliminated here. So 6 points, 1 elimination, 7 in total they're gonna receive. Still on the number 1, they're gonna reside. They are still the table toppers at this point, but I'm really hoping DRX pulls off a 2 versus 4.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Bloods right now, they're on a roll, definitely. Oh, they just took out Big Mama, so this is gonna be a little bit hard. The husband is over here getting some knocks, and that's a finisher on Axie. So that's one elimination on the side of DRX. Oops, and there we have it. Not for long. Gyro gets that final elimination and solidifies Bloods' winner chicken dinner for this match number 2 on day number 3. I mean, they have a lot of eliminations coming in. I believe it's like they're up at 9 eliminations right now, or even maybe more. And DRX, they have a decent amount of points coming in. There's not that much eliminations, but there's a lot of placement points. So they put a considerable gap between them and BTR on number 2. So I'm really excited to see how the overall rankings will look after this match.
Oh, I love that. 10 elimination in total. Bloods official winner chicken dinner. 20 total points. But DRX, number 2, with 6 placements, 2 elimination, 8 total points. They're going to be chill into the number 1 placement because BTR was the only team that were trying to get those eliminations against them at the one point in time. But aside from that, we do have to see what's going to happen to the rest of the teams, if anyone is going to be actually close to the proximity, close to the area where they're taking the fights and all of that thing that's happening. And on that factor, how many of those more eliminations are we going to see into the next 4 matches, because it's the final day? every single momentum that you're gonna have for yourself, it depends on this. It depends on these 4 matches of BTR, DRX. The table topper fight is between these two teams going head to head, head to head. BTR secured the first 2 days on the number 1 for themselves, but in an instant, as soon as we move to the day number 3, DRX takes that throne. But going on to the overall ranking, on the 11th position, it is Blood Official after this win of a chicken dinner. 10 elimination, 2062 damage. Going to the distance travel in the Miramar, it's 45.2 kilometers, and a total of 57 throwables used by these 4 players.
Actually, that's a lot of throwables, but these are the individual stats coming in with Bluzz. So, Wakai, 4 eliminations, Rocks with 3, Gyro with 2, and Axie with 1. So, that's a decent amount of damage, especially coming in from Gyro with 733, and not much eliminations to show for it. Denial of those kills, or probably like a lot of healing that happened over there. But this is the match summary. We do have 56 total eliminations, 3 grenade eliminations, 3 airdrops looted, 9,984, almost 10,000 healing done, and Say Cloud does get the longest elimination of 384 meters, and unfortunately 0 vehicle eliminations.
Oh yeah, 0 vehicle elimination whatsoever. But more matters the MVP, ladies and gentlemen, from Arena. 6 elimination, 901 damage, 26 meters. Is the longest elimination that this guy actually took off. So DBS, maybe M416 in the mid-range, UMP45. That's all there was. A survival time of 22 minutes and 36 seconds from this guy throughout this whole gameplay. In this 22 minutes, he got 6 elimination. Going to the damage graph, it is Bluzz with 10 to 2,062 damage. 10 elimination for Arena, 1,891 damage. Yangon, 4 elimination, 1,325. 4 thrives, 5 elimination, 1,379. Alpha Gaming, 8 to 2,041. Going to the DRX, 975 damage with 2 elimination to their name. Team Secret with 4, 853 damage. Hora Esports with 5, 1,332. Hora Esports, even in this match, they still did a decent number of performance. 5 elimination is a good number. Going to the match leaderboard, 20 total points to the 12 total points. 9 for Yangon, 9 for 4 thrives. Alpha Gaming 9, DRX with 8, 7 for Team Secret, 6 for Hora, 4 for Namshing's AST with 1 alongside of R8, Kinotrope, A1RG. But DRS and BTR, not a single point.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a single point. PTR unfortunately doesn't get a point again in this map. So, not to be pressuring or not to be nervous, there's still 4 more maps, but still, TRX, they're slowly catching up. And the fact that TRX managed to get 8 points from this, so that puts them at the 9-point gap against BTR. So, we're going to be seeing that in the overall leaderboards later on. But yes, Bluzz does get our winner chicken dinner and a lot of eliminations as well. That's a whole 20 points from this match. So excited to see how that will affect the overall leaderboards. And coming in second, of course, EA with 12. That's still a considerable amount of points. And that goes the same with YG, 40, and APG. But my curiosity is at BTR and DRX. And with that, yep, that's a 9-point lead going in for DRX and BTR at 120. Not much has changed since this day started. Coming in third and fourth, however, Hora finally catching up, tying with Team Secret with the amount of total points at 105. They're contesting for number 3 and number 4 over here. And at number 5, Alpha Gaming, a drop of almost 20 points all the way at 87. But lounging about as well, number 6 and number 7 is YG and AST, just a few points away from Alpha Gaming. So, once again, there's still 4 more maps. So, this table is still a little bit uncertain. Lots of things can still change, but either way, GRX right now, they do have number 1 rank, and that's already 2 maps in a row. So let's see if they'll show us the consistency until the end of this tournament.
We do have to see if we're going to see the consistency till the very end or not so far. I do love the fact that we have Secret after like overtaking that 100 point marker, triple digits are finally been taken by more than 2 teams at this point. But going into the fact that there's still like 4 more matches, the chances for these 2 teams to overtake the DRX and the BTR to number 1 position, it's not saying deniable. It's not saying superficial at this point. There's a slight possibility of that, Annie. There's a slight possibility of that. Just 1 chicken, maximum 1 chicken, and a second like game of very good placement that you can get or the elimination, you're going to be able to overtake both of these teams. But ladies and gentlemen, match number 2 is done and dusted. After this, it's Erangel time. You know it's a resetting map time when the teams are ready, and they sure will be, because the only 2 Erangels that will be played right now. But before going into the Erangel match, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to head into a very short break. Do not go anywhere. Do not leave the premises. We'll be right back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god!
Don't know how to summon a Transformers bot? Watch this video to learn how to summon a Transformers bot. You first need to obtain a Space Bridge beacon, the Neon Outpost core crate, Astro guaranteed ways to obtain a space, so a chance to obtain one through other means. Neon Outpost premium supply piles, Space Bridge entrance, classic area themed crate, darkens at 400. You can equip
फलो गर्यो भनेको त थोडी न मलाई पछि लागिरहेछ भनेछु त अब टक्क लाएर इन्स्टामा फलो हान नि त इन्स्टा नभए टिकटक पनि चल्छ एउटा दामी बर्गर पोइन्ट थाहा छ 15 मिनेट मात्र लाग्छ 50 मिनट्स त भनेको थिएँ नि मैले ब्रो त खासै बोल्दैन क्या हो हुन त म पनि खासै बोल्दिन चुप लाग्छु हवरमा मात्रै घुम्छु तिमी एक शब्द पनि बोल्दैनौ तिमीलाई के मन पर्छ न्युन आउटपोस्ट ब्ल्याक मार्केट कि एस्ट्रोडेन्ट ब्रो अब यो नभन कि तिमी पोर्टलबाट एस्ट्रोडेन्टमा गएर फाइट हाने छैन भनेर ओके केही त भन न
All right, we are back to PUBG Mobile's Training Grounds Season 2. We just witnessed day number 3's match number 2, and we're going to be moving on to our first Erangel map for tonight. So, with that, there's a lot of things to look forward to. For example, the overall rankings, there's a lot of pressure coming in with BTR and DRX. And of course, a very interesting development with Horror Esports and Team Secret coming in rank number 3 and number 4. But once again, we are your casters, and my name is Annie, and Torix is with me. Torix, what are your thoughts so far?
I mean, I did say that it's just a matter of fact of one winner and a chicken dinner from this point onward between these 4 total teams, the top 4, to overtake another one to get that number 1 position for themselves. So whosoever secures that winner chicken dinner, and then the very next match, they get like 5, maximum 10 points overall, right? They will not be able to take that particular team down from the overall ranking for the rest of the day, as I know for a fact that after this match, the momentum, the time, how the teams are playing, the momentum is going to completely shift. It's going to completely overturn. The teams that were going slow, they're going to go fast. The teams that were going fast, they're going to go slow from that point onward. And BTR may be one of the teams that might go for a faster pace, as they so far has been going for a slower pace thing. So will have to wait out for what's going to happen, how the teams will be playing it up, because it's Erangel. Then we have Sandhawk. Then we have Miramar. And last but not the least, we have Erangel once again. So these 4 matches that will be played, that will be accomplished here with the resetting map to the very aggressive map, the most aggressive map that we usually see throughout the thing, as Sandhawk being played as the match number 4. That's going to change the momentum for majority of the teams. But going into the match, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the match number 3, finally taking that flight from near the Stolber area, the western side of Stolber. I think that's Primox, in fact, Lipovka area. Yes, Lipovka area, down towards the side of the quarry.
And there we have it. We have our pretty good flight path. So there's like a lot of places are really accessible from this. So we're gonna expect that perhaps we won't be seeing that much early game engagements, but there probably still will be. I haven't seen a match yet with this lineup where there hasn't been a death, or an elimination rather, a kill. So like within the first 5 minutes. So this is what we're gonna be like expecting right now. We might have some early game engagements, but after that, I think it might be more or less a slow game, because that flight path is pretty forgiving, and no matter where the circle is, I don't think the players will have so much of a hard time. So with that, expect these teams to go about and do their Erangel thing. And once again, this is match number 3 on the final day. This is their 4th to the last chance to get as much points as possible. So there's a lot of pressure, especially for the teams vying for one of the placements. But oh my gosh, that first circle is like 40% water. So this is going to be interesting. I want to see what these teams will do about that.
Oh, it's a very dangerous circle, Annie. Let me tell you, this is very intense for the teams, for the players, for even us right now, because almost 40% it's in water. The rest, okay, 40-50% of the teams, they're in the circle. It's complete to that ratio, but aside from that, the rest of the teams, they're outside. And you can already see into the mini screen, Yangon Galacticos trying to take down one player mid-air. Come on, please be able to do that. I would love that. I would love this moment to happen. I want to see this moment to occur. He has a shotgun in hand now. He's not going to be able to get anyone down from that parachute, so I'm really sad about that, but he's finally gonna chase him up. He's gonna get into the car, he's gonna chase that parachute up straight up. Oh no, this is This is a 100 IQ move. You can't take the player down in midair. Chase him. As soon as he drops down, you have him right into your palm of your hand. But Smile, Master Smile, finally gonna go to the containers towards his own team members, and they're gonna loot up these container side. Where you don't usually see a lot of players at the containers, but we have Yangon in this match at the very least, looting up the containers.
And that's exactly what they're doing right now, just looting up the containers. And it's a good thing that there aren't really anyone else coming in, so they can like safely go about and loot this place up, especially since it's so quiet out in the open. And with that, I think they're just gonna have a field time. They're gonna go ahead and get as much guns, as much healing kits, as much ammo as possible, and with that, they might go ahead and get that vehicle as well. So because I think I'm not sure where they are, but they might be a little bit far from the circle, so they'll have to get moving later on. They are 300 meters away, and we're looking at, yep, Yangon Galacticos. Where was he? They're all the way in ruins, and I think this is Giorgio Pool. So, well, Yangon Galacticos, I think they have something cooking in mind. But Romeo Boy being all alone in the ruins for their team, it's fine. He has good guns, but I wonder what their plan is. E Arena over here still alive, and unfortunately, there weren't any early game engagements. We're already 4 minutes in, so I was wrong. And with that, you know what? I think we're just waiting for maybe mid to late game for any action to occur.
I mean, yeah, we're gonna wait for maybe stage number 3, stage number 4 to occur when we're gonna finally see the fights to happen or something like that. But so far, 4th rides on our screen. They're also getting some loot for themselves, slowly and steadily. Finale, 76, his car near the premises of Pachinki. He's driving away from the Pachinki side, but you are not going to find anyone here. You still have a long way to go, a long way to go on where you want to be, as the circle was kind of onto the western side shift, so they're forced to take that hard shift towards the western side. But what I feel like in my gut is the fact that the circle, the very next circle, Annie, I feel like it's gonna go towards the complete hard eastern angle, and everybody's just gonna be running back and forth from west to east, east to west, these kind of things. And I would love that, you know, because it gives so much momentum to the teams, and already the teams that have cemented themselves already at the very start of the circle, it kind of creates a diversity with that. Frankie finally taking down Flash, and there is that elimination going around as A1RG gets a knockdown, a confirmation on Team Secret.
Unfortunately for Team Secret at that, but I think it's not over. Oh no, Rowdy! I think everyone just saw that. I mean, he threw a grenade, it bounced off the wall, and Rowdy's the one that got knocked down. Oh well. But Team Secret versus A1RG is not looking very good. A Flash over here is gonna get eliminated, and with that, that's the rest of A1RG as well. And they go say bye-bye with only one elimination to their name, but well, let's see what Team Secret's up to. I mean, they do have 3 eliminations, and I think it's a little bit quiet on their part of the map after A1RG got picked off. But right now, after that, we might be seeing a potential BTR and Kinotrope engagement. So let's see what's gonna happen, especially when BTR will be pulling up with their vehicles, and Kinotrope Gaming, they definitely heard those noises, so they're just gonna stay in the houses and then potentially watch out for any possible pickups. It looks like Mark will be going on a vehicle, so I don't know what plan they're cooking up, but definitely a good idea for Ozzy-san to stay in this house and collect as much information as possible, and I think Bumblebee is doing exactly that as well. Scopes out, trying to see if they can pick off anyone from Kinotrope. I think they spot one. Let's see if those bullets would connect.
I mean, we have just seen a single full team being eliminated. Aside from that, the rest of the teams, whether they get into the fight, they just instantly disengage with that, go to a different directions, and that's exactly what happened right here. You had the prime example on your screen for Thrives versus the fight that they actually wanted to occur. It did not happen. Namshing Red Force just instantly went poof. Okay, we're done with this. We're not going to take any more fights. We're just going to go away. But Beanie, so far, easier. Let's see. So far in the Bucky going towards the side of Yatauta. So it's DRS that can see these guys. But BTR receiving that damage from the DRS. No way, no way, no way. It's going on. BTR again on the receiving end. No, come on. You had 2 good days. Do not make the last day on the panic side. Do not put the last day as a bad day for yourself that you're not going to be able to come into the very top. I'm really hoping for this team to do something really great, really amazing, so they can be on the number 1. But so far the things are not looking good for them. Risey alongside of the players, Kent alongside of Federales, all 3 players, they're gonna slowly approach together each other towards Yangon Galacticos, towards the DRS side. So it's not just one team, it's 2 different teams at 2 different angles that will be going on head to head against each other.
Yes, and that's what we're all waiting for. Really want to see some action, but BTR already losing 1 player. That makes me just a little bit nervous, especially since they were doing so well in day number 1 and 2. But of course, that actually applies to several teams already. It looks like they're getting a little bit pressured, a little bit nervous. Yes, all the way. Joker finds a 1 against Horror Esports. No fear, I believe they just got eliminated over here, and they have to go ahead and rotate out of this area because they're getting eaten up by the blue zone. But yeah, going back, you can actually see some signs of nervousness from the teams, especially A1RG. They had that fumble with the grenade, and of course BTR kind of falling off for these last 3 maps. I mean, right now they still do have a chance. They still have 3 players, but they have a lot of catching up to do if they don't want DRX to keep getting that number 1 spot. They have to take it away. It's just such a shame that day 1 and day 2 they were doing so well. They have to get that number 1 spot back. And so with that, Horror Esports, however, down to 2 players and 0 eliminations. So, I mean, they still have a chance. They're still alive and they're still looking for other players to eliminate. But with 2 players, it's going to be a little bit hard to go against all the other squads, especially since a lot of the squads are still all 4 players standing on the roster. So, let's see what happens. Yango Galacticos is still here also, trying to see if they can find some eliminations on their side.
So far, it's a start. It's close quarters. We're seeing the teams are running around to the close quarters, going back to the long ranges. This and that's happening. Secret is on our screen so far with 3 eliminations to their name as well. Horror Esports losing 2, BTR having 3 players remaining into the proximity as well. But here we go, Namching's Red Force versus Secret. The shots have been done, the location has been revealed, and now Secret will definitely be pushing towards the Namching's Red Force, but they have to be very careful. Yes, even though this is a very open area, you also have to be very precise on where you're going to stop your car and get out of there, because that single minuscule moment where you have your animation, that's where the enemies is going to stuck you. That's where the enemies is going to struck you, and maybe you will get taken down. So be very careful if you're getting out of the car, if you're changing your seats, or any of those sorts of possible things that can potentially harm you. Binny, now finally moving back. There's the rest of his team, like Cheesy and Doc, I'd say, into the back lines, the compartments, whereas those compartments are outside of the circle. They're definitely going to give him and provide him with a little bit of cover.
Just a little bit of cover. Let's see what's going to happen, though, for the rest of the team, since we're going to be closing in on a pretty small circle. It's going to be closing in Gatka, a bit of Quarry, and Team Secrets out here going against Young Galactico. Strang sprays in, gets that finisher, gets that knock as well. Now it's just Strang actually. Strang's the only one from Team Secret. 1 versus 1. 1/4 of health. Oh my gosh, actually knocks Turney down. but there's someone else out there. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Oh, there we go. Finally, Trang gets picked off. But it was a good run. There was a 1 versus 2 where Trang won, but all of a sudden the third person from Yangon Galacticos swoops in and finally puts the nail on the coffin. So Team Secret goes down with 4 eliminations on their side. Yangon Galacticos lost 2 players. But over here, we're gonna watch now Nongshim Red Force with Alpha Gaming out in the open with their vehicles. So let's see who's gonna come out of this. All the while, Horror Esports is also getting some kills on their side. Oh my gosh, DRS takes down Federalis. I mean, that's a knock on the side of Federalis. So there's a lot of things going on all over the map. So we're just gonna watch Arena right now.
I mean, at this point, we are seeing a lot of casualties at a lot of different places. 4 Thrives are going to have 1 elimination. BTR is going to lose another one of their flares as Yangon Galacticos is throw a grenade at them. It's a knockdown, but not a confirmation. Bloods, they're going to have their first elimination to their name. Yangon is finally going to get Rizzy out of the match. Prestige is also being eliminated. And Bloods official is getting some more and more eliminations to their number. R8 out of the match right there. And then Bloods official, 3 elimination to their names. Bigatron by Vitality, Kent, the one and only guy, the one and only hope for the whole team. It's everything residing onto this guy. Romeo Boy, he's here. 10 S12Ks, bullets, lock and loaded. Backside, it's BTR. Frontline, it's DRS and APG, Alpha Gaming. The moment they're going to move and get out of here, that's when the clock is going to strike. That's when the fights are going to start to happen. Romeo Boy, you can't leave this house. You can't leave this angle without like a solid cover, solid opportunity that the time may provide to you. But 10 seconds. Stage number 4 is going to occur. Stage number 4 is going to be made. Another radius shift. And everyone's going to be in a very panicked mode. 3 elimination, ladies and gentlemen. You can see on the Blood side and those 3 crates right next to each other. I love the fact that there's all 3 crates, all the 3 eliminations, that one particular play that happened by this team. It shows that, okay, anytime that the team moved to that area, they were doing it wrong, and Bloods knew exactly where to strike them.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bloods get those kills. But over here, actually, out in the open, and there's AST is rotating into the area. That's Zio from AST, from Tribe Eremacy, that's about to walk into the den of Blues. Zio throwing grenades. Waka is already on the red, so they're in trouble. Oh, Zio is taking damage, however, from somewhere out there. So it's gonna be a little bit risky to try and throw those grenades. And they actually just did run out of grenades, but Riggs over here with 7 grenades in hand. Let's see if they will be able to change the fate of Tribe Eremacy. Because over here, actually, Tribe Eremacy, they got split up quite a lot. It's just one player over there going against the Bloods, and all the 3 other players are gonna come in to the rescue to their 1 player. So let's see how that works out for them. It's a good thing Zio's still alive, and Tribe Eremacy, they have 2 points already, and they think they'll be trying to get Bloods right now. Let's see how that works out for them.
It is Bloods official so far with 3 eliminations, and we are seeing them move finally towards the circle. They have to. Tribe Eremacy, we can see the Tribe Eremacy in the corner of the circle, holding down the fort against not only just the DRS, but also the Bloods official. The moment Bloods is going to finally move, there you can see a lot of casualties, a lot of sprays are being done upon them. Big Papa taking T4 down. Bloods official, 1 player, 0. Xerox has been taken down. Axie has been taken down. Gyrosaur is coming into the close proximity. S12K finally getting a connection and 1 knockdown. Get the confirmation. There we go. Tribe Eremacy finally has a 3-man unit. They're finally going to push forward as Gyro, he's the final hope here in this compound to get those eliminations for the side of the enemies. But let's see what's going to happen, how the thing is going to affect the players and how it will go forward, as we will see right now. Tribe is shooting down on the players. Come on, get those eliminations. But DRS, they're the one responsible for Tribe Zoe being knocked down. Blood Official also getting eliminated. 4 eliminations to their name. It's a back and forth going on for different angle, different teams, different players. All of them in a very panic situation. The moment they're going to get out of the compound, they're instantly getting some shots. So nobody's safe.
Absolutely. Nobody's safe in this game. So all we have to do is kind of watch out right now. The arena. Out in the open and on the edge of the circle, almost about to be eaten up by that blue zone. But it's a good thing that they're pretty safe. There's no one who's trying to gatekeep them. It's just Tribe Ermacy towards their northeastern side. But not really much of trouble just yet. And looks like that circle is going to be favoring DRS quite a lot. So that's going to be an advantage on their part. Jiggle Horror is all alone now. DRX rotating into the area. APG, half of their squad is outside the circle. And we have Top within the open field, but all alone as well. So right now, it doesn't seem that there's any engagements yet, but everyone is definitely settling into their positions, trying to see if they can get maybe any buildings whatsoever. But Alpha Gaming, they get spotted by DRX, and it looks like Big Pop is trying to get some big damage on their side. But see y'all, ooh, they do get knocked down by QXZZD on the side of DRX. East is still alive. I think there's a chance for APG to go ahead and get those revive. No, there's the opportunity is not there anymore. They're down to 2 people, East and Top, trying to go against DRX, and DRX, they are also down to 2 people. So this is a potential 2 versus 2 rather. A potential for 2 versus 2. They also have to worry about the rest of the players. 22 players remaining on this map.
5 eliminations to the DRS. That's all I'm seeing right now with 4 men standing into the game. Alpha Gaming versus Tribe Ermacy. Finally, the shots connected. East after all that first spray going into the very oblivion. The second spray connected. Kent also gets eliminated. So BTR is out of the match as well on the hashtag number 9. Still not a single placement point. Come on. But now, to go into the side of Alpha Gaming, they're in the center position, I'd say, of the circle. There's a lot of players scattered around them. In Nongshim's Red Force at the corner. 1 player out, 1 player in. The player that's out, he's trying to move in, but Ieta Uta constantly shooting at the guy, making sure that the car is losing a lot of HP. The player is losing a lot of HP. He is forced to take a detour or reroute himself into the circle. But it's not going to be possible. That's the thing. It's not going to be possible here. You have to take that car. You have to straight up go inside of that circle. But APG East, he's one of the guys that's been taken down. APG Alpha Gaming is also down to the very last guy. The only team that is surviving right now as a full man unit is the DRS. And the chances of the DRS getting a chicken dinner, winner chicken dinner, it's really high. Yangon Galacticos, Master Smiley receiving a grenade, getting some slight damage of the grenade, the splash damage that occurred. The S12K coming into the example gets Master Smiley. And a third party ensued. DRS, that's the 7th elimination that they have so far, Annie.
DRS is doing quite well in this map, and to think that they have all 4 players and with full health at that, so that's pretty that was pretty good for them. That's pretty good for DRS. They're doing really well, but I can see in this map it's getting a little bit chaotic. There's like several teams up in the same compound, and I think this is gonna be really fun later on. But unfortunately, nothing's popping up in the kill feed just yet, so this is gonna be a waiting game for everyone involved. DRS, however, still positioning themselves outside of where all the chaos is. All 4, 5, 6 is in
nice.
trouble. Romeo Boy getting all those bullets in, and that's actually a finisher on 4, 5, 6. Now, just taking a look at how EA is doing right now. It looks like there's only 1 player left. Tamara is very low in health. Oops, and the last player from E Arena does get picked off, and so that's a bye-bye for now on their side. Kinotrope Gaming 1 versus 1 all manages to get that against Romeo, but YG does say goodbye. And now we're down to the top 5 teams already.
Into the top 5, ladies and gentlemen. DRS, APG, DRX, Kinotrope, and Nom Shing's Red Force. It's a solo, it's a duo, it's a trio, and we have a DRS as a full squad. Not even a full squad now. Okay. They actually lost one of their players. I just realized that. But DRX, they're the first one in the top 5 to get eliminated. Alpha Gaming here, close to the Kinotrope's player. Let's see. As a duo, top east, what they're going to do. Spotted marks, the spray's going up, but not a connection. Come on! You couldn't get a knockdown. This is not the way to go. Alpha Gaming, now you have to throw the grenade. That's top grenades. Finally gets Ozisan down. It's a single knockdown. Second one on its way. The trajectory will hit the player. Nope, it did not going to hit the player. Nobody's gonna receive any damage right there. But top, let's see. The sprays, the throwables is happening. No connection. Alpha Gaming E spotted by the DRS. No way! A third party? No way, ladies and gentlemen. We have a third party DRS taking that initiative against not only just Alpha Gaming, but now Kinotrope as well, as they will definitely get those elimination numbers and more for themselves. You can see top kind of like now as a solo player surviving into the area. DRS kill YT, taking down another player of Kinotrope from the car. Oh my god, this is insane.
Absolutely top. Oh my gosh, Mark is in trouble, but top is also taking damage, so they're gonna have to keep him moving. And Mark is safe for now, but top is the last player from Alpha Gaming, so he has to be a little bit careful. Whoa, that was crazy. But wait a minute. Oh yeah, top does get the kill against Mark and someone else from another team. They took the kill for the other player from, and then that's just like goodbye for Kinotrope for now. But DRS Gaming, 3 players left, and they have the best chances of getting this chicken dinner for within these top 3 teams. I mean, Alpha Gaming, it's just 1 player left, and Nongshim Red Force, they're down to 2 players. So GRS, they have control of this field. The circle favors them. Nongshim Red Force is still outside. In Alpha Gaming, it's gonna be a little bit hard to move, especially since top is the only one left. So DRS Gaming, they are like dominating the circle, and they have the potential to gatekeep. Let's see how they will execute just their plan right now, since they have the best chances of winning right now.
They do have the best chances right now from what we can see, but still, Nomshing's Red Force, Alpha Gaming, we have seen these kind of teams do it throughout this whole 2 days of tournament into the past few days, that how even a solo player is capable of securing that winner chicken dinner for themselves. In a short while, we definitely will see that, what's happening, what's not happening, how they're doing it. Alpha Gaming top so far, close to the NS Nomshing's Red Forces player. 2 versus 1 versus 3. They have the center of the circle, and they're just gonna be chill about it. Cyclone, if he gets taken down, now that's gonna create the difference. With top, you have the chance. Take the opportunity. Take down Doc. Take down the second guy. Get that number 2 position into the overall.
Ooh. Oh, there we go. Top 2 versus 1, and of course they stood no chance. Nongshim Red Force gets the last laugh, but at what cost? However, look at how small their health is, and the 1 knock against them. So DRS, they have the upper hand. Ooh, there we have it. 1 good shot at that grenade, and DRS gets that winner chicken dinner. Congratulations. This is match number 3 of day number 3. After this match, we're gonna have 3 more chances, 3 more maps later on. So you know what, this is gonna be really fun. There's a lot of pressure coming in, especially for the teams that are vying for a spot in the top teams. So especially that's DRX and BTR. I'm really excited to see how the leaderboards will be looking at later, and of course I really want to see the stats that come up after this match.
Yes. Oh yeah, I do want to see the stats come after to the match on how much of the difference is going to create, how many points have the team secured so far, and all of these minuscule details of that singular momentum, that single mistake that costed the whole entirety performance of the whole team. Those kind of things, those kind of gameplays that actually occurred even right now. DRS, I have to give it to them. Even as on the not number 5, number 8th position, 80 points they had. Yeah, I saw them with 80 points last match, 80 plus something, not even close to 90. So with this winner chicken dinner, they're going to cross the 100-point threshold, and they're going to be one step closer to the number 1 position. If the next 3 matches goes good or consistent for the DRS, they're the ones that will be on to the number 1. So it's definitely a fight of the life at this point. The teams that we were talking about, okay, they're not gonna get the number 1 whatsoever. They're finally doing a great job today, and you can see overall number 5. It is for the DRS. 11 total elimination in this match, meaning 21 points. 1744 is the damage, 41.6 kilometers, and throwables used of only 16.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree with you with the leaderboards right now. I think also the teams that are maybe at the 80s on the total points in the overall ranking, they still have a chance to climb up even to top 1, especially since it doesn't seem that DRX and BTR have that strong consistency on their side. They do get a lot of points, and BTR, they're probably gonna rise up sooner or later, and DRX as well, they fall off sometimes, and it's just like a 50-50 whether or not they'll get a lot of points later on. But we can see from DRS here, they managed to rise up so much from this one winner chicken dinner. So I'm really excited to see how this will affect the leaderboards later on. So no clear prediction as to what will happen once match number 6 ends, but that's where all the excitement is gonna end up. So yeah, that was match number 3. Last 3 matches later on, and match number 4 will be a wild card. It is a Sandhawk. It's very chaotic, and a lot of these players don't know what to expect. So let's just wait and see. This is the MVP of the match, by the way. Example, with 5 eliminations, 896 damage, 370 longest elimination, and survival time of 20 minutes.
It is example, ladies and gentlemen. It is example of it. 5 eliminations, total 896. Yeah, 400 almost. Yeah, more damage. It's good. It's definitely decent. But 11 elimination to 1744 is the damage chart. Damage to elimination chart. Then we have APG Alpha Gaming with 7 elimination, 1645 is the damage. Then we have Namshing's Red Force with 3 elimination, 482 damage. DRX has 4 elimination, 742. Kinder Trope has 4,058 damage. Yangon 5 with 1,045 damage. Triber Messi with 5,072. There's a lot of 1,000 damage going around. The Secret with 773 with 4 eliminations as well.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of thousands. That's true, but there's only DRS crossing the double digits, however. So there might be a lot of healing that happened after that, and that's what made them, what made the damage dealt really high. But yeah, this is the match leaderboard for match number 3. DRS with 21 total points. That's with 11 eliminations. Coming in second is Alpha Gaming with 12 points, and Nongshim Red Force rather, 9 points. Kino Trope with 8. DRX with 7. That goes the same with YG as well, 7. Tribe Eremcy with 5. Team Secret and Bloods with 4 each. Arena 4 thrives, having 3, and Horo with 2. R8, BTR, and A1RG each get a 1 point from this match. So there are a lot of teams that didn't do quite so well in this map. But this is the overall leaderboards. DRX sitting with 136 points.
Yep, DRX 136. From 1 point of a difference to all the way to 15 points of a difference. They have successfully taken that number 1 position for themselves. BTR 121, 109 for TS, Hora 107, 101 for the DRS. Another team crossing the threshold of 100 points. Alpha Gaming 99 for them, 91 for the Yangon. Then we have Tribero Messi with also 90 lines for themselves. But MVP race, there's also the MVP race, ladies and gentlemen. It is GK with 34 eliminations in total, 5870 damage, average survival time of 17 minutes, and the contribution that this guy has is 47.22%. That's the elimination contribution for his whole teammates. With 34 eliminations, successfully he almost got 50%, almost 50% of the contribution for the team. Going to the killer YT, it is 31, 52, 89, 15 minute 10 seconds of the average survival. Rig has another one of those decent 20 plus elimination numbers for himself. The amount of facts, the differentiation between number 1 to all the way number 5 of the top 5 MVP ranking, the top 4, it is not that much, Annie. It is just one match of a difference. They're going to be able to secure those eliminations. That damage that can also be overtaken because it's 40% damage, 40% survival time, and 20% of the elimination number that you actually get as the calculation for the MVP ranking.
Ooh, interesting. So there's a lot of MVP on the running. So we're just gonna have to wait and see who will that be after 3 more maps. But before the next map will happen, the Sandhawk map, we will be going on to a short break. So for those of you tuning in, please stay and we'll be right back after a few minutes.
I am Megatron.
नट राउ ब्रो म बचाउँछु तिमीलाई हामीलाई त कसैले सक्दैन नि फेरि
Autobots, roll out.
चिन्ता नगर न म छु म गए म हिडिसके म एक्लै फाइट गर्छु बुढी आई लभ यु
The Epic Transformers Showdown event is here. Get a free Bumblebee voice pack, enhanced edition, and a new legendary outfit. From July 8th, 2025 to September 2nd, 2025 at 23:59 UTC-0. Get Ember Core fragments by completing daily and Transformers missions. Collect certain amounts of Ember Core fragments to claim milestone rewards that include Space Warp music, New Sensation Space Gift, and 800 perk tokens. With 800 perk tokens, you can redeem the new legendary Yellow Jacket mech set and cover at the perk exchange. You'll receive a Transformers token for every 600 Ember Core fragments you collect. It will be placed in your inventory and automatically carried with you into matches. Tokens can only be used in ranked-themed mode maps with a 4-player team. The player holding the token must pilot a Transformers bot and terminate the enemy Transformers bot in order to begin the trial. Once the trial is initiated, only players that survive and win will be counted as having completed it, and either Optimus Prime's or Megatron's exclusive results screen performance has been triggered. The Transformers token will only be used up when the player who initiates the trial completes it. If you don't end up using the Transformers token, it will return to your inventory at the end of the match. The showdown period of this event takes place from July 8th, 2025 to August 6th, 2025, UTC-0. The amount of damage you deal to the Transformers bots, the number of times you terminate them, and the number of times you complete a Transformers trial all contribute towards your team's progress. You are automatically assigned to the team you contribute most to. The team that gains the most progress at the end of the showdown period wins, and its members will get rewards, including an enhanced edition of the Bumblebee voice pack.
I'll cover you. Let's go.
However, players on the losing team don't need to worry about missing out on any rewards. During the remedy period from August 7th, 2025 to September 2nd, 2025, UTC-0, you can complete remedy missions to earn the winning team's rewards. Take part in Optimus Prime and Megatron Showdown now and collect all the rewards.
The highly anticipated addition to the Mummy series outfits is here. Paired with the new Ice Tomb glider, the Polar Spectrophage set is just what you need to freeze your enemies. Or send them ablaze with the Inferno Feed set's new upgradable Chain Inferno Uzi. All the Mummy outfits are back. Get them all. Join now and collect the whole series to turn all eyes on the battleground. Event period, July 10th, 2025 through September 2nd, 2025.
Cybertron's future is near. Autobots, roll out! This planet reeks of weakness.
And just like that, we are back to PUBG Mobile's Training Grounds Season 2. We just witnessed match number 3 with Erangel, and we'll be moving on to a very exciting map. That will be match number 4 in Sandhawk. And once again, we are your casters. My name is Annie, and with me. So, Torix, finally, Sandhawk, something
Yes.
uncertain. What are your thoughts about what's going
Yes.
to happen now?
I needed the Sandhawk very badly. The teams needed the Sandhawk very badly, in fact, because the momentum is not coming, right? Especially for the BTR at this point, especially for some of the more engagement that's happening. So it's really needed. The teams really needed this match to like actually to be into the very good ending, a very good note, so they can have a decent number of placement, the elimination, and overall ranking wise. So all of these facts and figurines that is going on, we will do have to see how the teams are going to play it off, because it's Sano. There's definitely bound to be a lot of early fights. There's bound to be some clash drops, but I don't think so that the clash drops are going to occur. It's more of like you're going to find the arsenal first, then you're going to move toward the enemy side, then you're going to move to your opponents and get those engagements started, because everybody's going to be kill hungry at this point, and because of that, with that aggression into their mind, maybe the third parties will occur, maybe the fourth parties, fifth parties might also occur.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the beauty of Sandhawk. It's such a small map that a lot of third parties, fourth parties are gonna happen, and that's just something to be expected. And that's just what makes the map fun. There's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of violence, a lot of aggression, and with Sandhawk, since such an uncertain map, there's a lot of chances that there may be some teams that have fallen
Yeah.
off in the first 3 maps that will settle the line right now, or maybe there's some teams that can catch up basically. But the Sandhawk is very inconsistent. I haven't seen sometimes like the top teams will suddenly fall off for no reason whatsoever in the Sandhawk. So that's what makes Sandhawk fun. So
happens.
with that, we will be moving on to match number 4, and I'm really excited to see how this will affect the leaderboards, because this is the third to the last chance for these teams. So a lot of things can happen at this rate.
I mean, right now, what we are seeing is a destructive, either a very destructive map, or it's going to be either a very, very slow paced map because it's Sandhawk. There's a possibility of both, I'd say. There's a possibility of both. The teams can go not to the major drop locations, but to the small compounds, small shacks, because you're going to find the vehicles, you're going to find your guns and your ammunitions, even in those small compounds. Because Sanok is a 4x4 concise map, you will definitely do it. But aside from this fact, Sandhawk will be the crucial factors and crucial momentum maker or breaker for some of the teams. Bottom line teams, they have nothing to lose at this point. They have nothing to lose. They can straight up go for that aggressive stance, go for that push, and maybe win it out for themselves. But those top line teams where they're on the very top of the leaderboard, they have to be very precise on what they are going to do because it's $1,000 at stake for all of these teams. It's $1,000 at stake. You make one wrong move and you're going to be left not given that 400 US dollars that could have been yours as the champions.
Absolutely. There's a lot at stake. And that's just gonna make it a little bit more fun. That like imagine making a $400 mistake. That's very pressuring. So that's what's gonna happen in Sanok. It's a good thing. It's the third to the last map, and it's not like the last map because you're just gonna see a lot of players crying over it or something. But yeah, this is gonna be the Sandhawk, and we're gonna be starting really soon. But right now, Sandhawk definitely might be a changer to a lot of these teams, and it's gonna tip the scales on a lot of the overall points. But yeah, we will be expecting that later on. And then after the Sandhawk, finally we're gonna move on to some stability. We'll be moving on to one more Miramar map and one more Erangel map. So it's just fitting that this whole tournament will be ending on an Erangel because it's just a little bit more certain, a little bit more
Yeah,
predictable and stable, unlike a Sandhawk. But yeah, for now, we're gonna be going for chaos and we're
we're
gonna be
waiting.
going to a lot of aggression. So just hoping that you know what, just from the flight path, there's a lot of early engagements
There we
to
go.
be had. They're gonna
Oh
be
no, come on.
jumping in. I really want like these teams to go ahead and like agree with themselves. Let's all drop to Paradise Resort for no reason and then just like go at each other. Let's just end Sandhawk sooner or later.
Ooh.
And that's actually the thing. Like it's the last three maps, so they're all gonna go out. All out.
Oh. You you want the chaos to occur, but ladies and gentlemen, let's see if the chaos is gonna occur or not. In the Sanok we go. From the top to the bottom is the plain line so far. Towards the side of Camp Charlie, towards the side of Bantai. But Mogna is the starting line. You're not going to be able to go to the Camp Alpha. Yes, you can, but you're going to take so much of the time that it might not even occur to you on what might happen. You took too long. The circle might shift towards against you, and you're once again just running back on foot back to the main island, towards the boot camp, towards the paradise. So it's all gonna matter to where the plane line, in fact, is gonna take the players to the circle. Circle shift is going to be very detrimental. That circle shift is going to determine whether you're in the safe or whether you're in a panic situation to find the arsenals, the guns that you have, and instantly move back into the safer side location. But DRS, you can see them kind of split. You can see the team DRX going to the Camp Charlie and the Buntai. But Alpha Gaming, oh my god. A1RG versus Alpha Gaming, and Alpha Gaming has taken that initial frags to their name.
Ooh, Alpha Gaming's on a roll. I mean, they did so well in the previous map and also the other map after that. And they're just racking points after points. I can't quite remember how they're doing in the overall standing, but there's definitely some consistency. There was a day three coming in for Alpha Gaming. But right now, we are looking at a Bigatron by Vitality. Right now, Risey has one elimination. So That's a good sign for Bigatron. Hopefully, they can get more points later on. But this is also DRS Yangon Galacticos. I think it's just a 1 versus 1. Yeta Uta is gonna rotate into the area, but it's not gonna be needed because Romeo Boy is already falling to the hands of DRS. Master Smile, 3 versus 1. Oh my gosh, this is so scary. And Master Smile is just holding on to a sliver of health, manages to get 2 from the side of AST. Oops, there we have it.
My
The king has
God.
fallen.
No
Such
way.
little HP, but it's
No
amazing though.
way.
Who's still
Oh
alive
my
after all of
goodness.
that?
It's so good.
That's crazy.
So amazing. It's so amazing the way Master Smile actually retaliated, made sure that they even gave the other team a run for their money. It was phenomenal. Alpha Gaming is definitely going to be the one responsible for all those eliminations, 4 eliminations to their backpack. Triber Messi is going to have 1, but at the cost of one of their own players as well. Yangon Galacticos also has 1 elimination, but 3 of their players are down. Who took those 3 eliminations? Who took those 2 eliminations? That's my question. Okay, Triber Messi and I think DRS are the ones responsible for that, but there we go. Triber Messi taking the final hit onto the side of Yangon Galacticos, and it's over. It is over, ladies and gentlemen. We have 1 elimination to the Triber Messi, 1 for Bloods, 1 for BTR, and Yangon and A1RG. The 2 teams that has been taken out of this match within the 4-minute marker.
Already so fun. Ooh, Zisan gets knocked down by Sleepy Horror, and there's still 2 players left for Kinotrop Gaming to go ahead and get as much kills as possible. But they'll definitely have to go ahead and get those Monoji said. But finale will be seeing their final breath for this map. So it'll be goodbye for them for now. And here, Hora Esports. 2 eliminations so far. Still a full squad. So it's going well for them. And we're still like 4 minutes into the game. So there's a lot of kills that they can still go ahead and get. Right now, they are sitting at number 2 rank on the leaderboards for this match. So they're doing really well. Just next to Alpha Gaming that managed to get a 4 elimination. Oh my gosh, Mark goes on the red and they need that revive now.
You definitely need that revive as soon as possible. Because if not, Kinotrope is going to be down to the very last guy, Tam R4. The only hope of the team, and Hora Esports is just into the proximity, waiting and chilling out here. And waiting for the opportunity that, okay, the Tamar may just come out on his own, but they want to push up. They want to make sure that they go in their compound, in the opponent's compound, and take them out to their own accordance. Look at how these 2 guys are going straight together. They're not giving any headspace, any placement to the teams to stay into the safe line, but Tamar now is there. The shotguns are coming on. The S12K definitely made a connection onto the players, but Kinotrope finally been taken down. Hora Esports once again with that aggressive start. 5 eliminations without a single casualty. Looking good, looking really good at Hora Esports, but DRS, another team that also have a chance of securing that number 1 placement for themselves, so far is with 1 elimination and 3 of their players remaining into the match. Alpha Gaming, they have 4, 1 for Triber Messi, 1 for Nomsheng's Red Force, 1 for Bloods, 1 for BTR. Yangon also had 1 elimination, but they lost their lives. They lost their whole team at this point, so it's just 2 more matches for them. But right now, the rest of the teams that are still alive, it's still 3 matches, including this one, for their placement and for their game style.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 more matches. And once for these teams that already got eliminated off that, 2 more chances later on. 1 Miramar and 1 Erangel. And just look at what the teams are up to right now. It looks like Hora is actually doing really well, with 5 eliminations 6 minutes in. So that's good. Alpha Gaming, so far, ever since their 4 eliminations, they haven't gotten any more. But that could change really soon, since Tribe Aramasi is just within the vicinity of the boot camp, and Alpha Gaming is just up there in the elevation in the hills. And Nongshing Red Force rather is gonna eventually run into DRS Gaming Cyclone, who is, by the way, the last person standing in their team. Let's see if Nongshim Red Force could manage to spot Cyclone and finally put an end to DRS Gaming, or maybe Cyclone will manage to get away and get a lot of placement points since we're still 12 teams in. So there's no placement to get picked off right now. But if you stay alive for really long, then it might be possible. But over here, Tribe Ermacy and Alpha Gaming at odds, shooting at each other, but no and elimination so far.
Oh yeah. It's 12 teams, ladies and gentlemen, still into the game, and you can see the head, driver Messi Rig finally gonna make a tap on that. Not a lot of connection. The player went back to the safer side. The taps are continuing. It definitely is gonna make a lot of connection this time. There's a lot of damage going on, but not enough for the player to get taken down. Come on. I need 3 headshots, and that will be all it for the eliminations for the players. The Rig is there. Let's see if he's going to be able to get some more connections and more eliminations and some decent number of points for his name. But R8 on our screen taking down Arena. Beautiful job, beautiful gameplay that they have done for themselves.
Absolutely. Look at R8. Prestige does get all 3 eliminations on their side. So that's pretty crazy. I actually saw EA, they just went down, get eliminated one after the other. So that was an interesting thing that we could have watched. But over here we see DRX, the defending and ranked number 1 on their feet, their eliminations, but they're sitting on a lot of points right now. But it's not gonna sustain them forever. They definitely have to pull their weight and get as much points as possible if they want to defend their place in the leaderboards. And so with that, Rig from Tribe Ermacy, they're still at it against Alpha Gaming, and we can see top as well. This is a beautiful scope, by the way, 4 times scope, and that's really gonna help them with getting as much eliminations as possible. But Nia is definitely not gonna make it easy for them. So let's wait and see what's gonna happen. Alpha Gaming, they were rotating out of the area, so DRX might not have the information that they need about them. Nia, I think. Wait a minute. I don't know if Team Secret was within the vicinity, or maybe, you know what? Let's just see what's gonna happen, because I think we are at a stalemate with Alpha Gaming and DRX right now.
I mean, right now, it's kind of like, yes, a stalemate. The state number 1 to state number 2 to state number 2 to state number 3 almost is kind of going stalemate. Yes, we are seeing some tap fires happening, but it's not enough to get those eliminations, to get those casualties up on your enemies or your opponents. And that's what the teams are lacking. Sanhok should have been the map where we should have seen a lot of aggression happen by the teams that have not been playing too good, that have not secured a decent number of placement points onto the overall ranking. This was the match for them to play super on the aggressive side, but I see Hora aggressive, I see Alpha Gaming aggressive, RB somewhat alongside of Nomshing's Red Force, but they have been consistent throughout the whole journey that they have played the matches. DRS, after the last match, they are down to the very last player at this point, and situation is not looking good for these guys whatsoever. So be careful on what you're going to do. DRX, on the other hand, on the contrary, the team that has been consistently staying for the day number 3 on the very top of the page of the leaderboard, they are still alive with the 4-man, and looking at the map, you can see them kind of close to the Pinon area, just going from one direction to another one, going to ruins. This time they're going to want to take a different approach in the circle, but they don't know if their Bluzz is there or not, so it's definitely going to be a surprise for them.
Yes, and I hope the surprise is gonna be real surprising, especially with a lot of aggression and a lot of eliminations. But it looks like there's some teams that will have to rotate into the area. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. R8 versus Tribe Aromacy. I think this is gonna be, yep. Gante gets one, goes down, gets finished off with the DBS. That's a one more elimination on their side, totaling of 2 for Tribe Aromacy. Grenade going out, not gonna be hitting anyone except Gante, the thrower. Oh gosh, that's in trouble. Oh no, it's not looking good for Tribe Aromacy. R8. They managed to execute that beautifully and get the kills against Tribe Aromacy. But Team Secret's also nearby, and Alpha Gaming is outside their door. R8 licking their wounds after that engagement with Tribe Aromacy. This is gonna be interesting. There's like a 4-way fight here. No Fear just got shot down as well. Hora down 2 players. R8, however, very nervous because there's only 1 player left. And oh gosh, that horse is not having a good day. Top still alive, finds 4 thrives as well. Grenades coming in, but unfortunately won't be giving the damage they need. Oh, they're all out in the open too. And East will go down. Zio still alive, top as well, but it's gonna be a little bit hard with only 2 players left on the side of Alpha Gaming.
Right now, there's a lot of fights going on. You can see onto the kill that a screen that how many of those eliminations are happening. BCR are losing their players, 4 Thrives are losing their players. There's the tap fires going around from Skyhora side. That's gonna get a connection. That's gonna get a confirmation. And Skyhora as a solo player is still mitigating the areas towards his elimination number. So far, it's 6 for Hora. R8 is alive at 3. Nomstring's Red Force is alive to the last guy, taking the blue damage, slowly moving in inside that circle. But it's all up to Benny. It's all up to Benny on how he's going to survive. Just a 2 first aid kits, 15 bandages. It's not going to help you in a longer run. DRS, Cyclone versus Alpha Gaming. Now Top is the final guy. Top is the top guy for the whole team that's surviving. He's going to throw a grenade. Cyclone is not going to receive the damage, and he is forced to utilize all his utilities, all the throwables that he had, and with this now he's all like empty-handed. Skyhora, another one of the players that's receiving a lot of damage but surviving with BTR, the team that desperately needs a win of a chicken in their back to get themselves cemented into the top ranking. Right now is struggling again. 1 player is knocked out. Unfortunately enough, he is getting that revive, but Skyhora, this gives enough time for this particular player to get into the safer angle. There's 4 thrives on different angles shooting at Aura, but giving out their location to another team. Oh my god, Sandhawk being the classical Sandhawk. You make 1 second and there's always a third party. There's always a bigger fish behind you to swallow you whole.
Absolutely. Take 1 step and the whole island will hear you. And that's basically what's going to happen. I mean, just third party after third party after third party. And this is going to be fun because just looking at leaderboards, there are 4 different teams with solos left. That's Hora, Alpha Gaming, Noshim Red Force, and DRS. And for Thrive, so there's still 3 teams, but they are trying their best to get another elimination. I mean, they only have 1 elimination right now, so they definitely need as much points as possible. Crosshairs had to Hora Esports get some damage in, but it's not enough. Let's see what T24 will do. Ooh, there we have it. R8 steals that kill. And with that, they get 1 more point on their side, making it 8 eliminations. 8 eliminations for R8 Esports.
I mean, R8 situation is looking really good for them. They are making sure that not only they are doing a really decent job in those elimination number, but also with the survivability, as 3 players are still into the match, as there's 3 players still surviving and playing the game. Now they have to move finally in the circle. Now they're outside of the circle, and there's a lot of damage that might occur, that might come into the play, so be very careful on what you're going to do. So far, it is okay shooting at BT from the top of the mountain. Oh my goodness! The fights that's about to occur. BTR receiving that damage from Bloods. Official Bloods has been doing a decent job into the previous matches as well, but right now they're in dire need of those Vinamina chicken dinners for the rest 3 matches, or some amazing amazing performance if they want to like secure the top 5, top 4, maybe even the top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone needs their points right now, especially BTR, who's trying to climb their way up against DRX. And all the while, DRX still alive, by the way, with 4 whole players and 3 eliminations on their side. R8's not doing well. They are within the blue zone. It's gonna be a little bit hard to move as well, especially since it's an open field right in front of. Oh, manages to get a knock against Zeros from Team Secret. I think there's just. Oh gosh, the Giant Key almost got picked off. But in the end, Team Secret pulls through. R8 says goodbye. But they go down with 8 eliminations as well.
They definitely go down with 8 elimination. Alpha Gaming also gets eliminated, ladies and gentlemen. We have Alpha Gaming out of the match as well. Now Blood's official with 4-man, a 4-man and 1 elimination to their name. It's a good start. It's a decent start that we are seeing, most certainly. But Bigatron, they're also not stopping this match. They know that it's really needed for these guys. It's really important for them. And to make any kind of mistake in this match, it's instantly mean that there's a lot of casualties just waiting for you guys. GK is also being taken down by the hand of T24 right there. And then it's a back and forth going around of those elimination numbers that we are seeing. But so far, Secret finally is moving in the water. Now shooting at the player. Wait, was that a horse? Was that a player? I think that was a horse that the guy just shot on. He saw a moving pixel and he was like, okay, I'm shooting at it.
The poor horses. That's like what Sandhawk is about. You kind of like feel sorry for all the horses that were harmed in this match. But well, you gotta do what you gotta do, and have to get as much points as possible. Ooh, Zeros from Team Secret is in trouble. They're in the water, and that goes the same with everyone else. Strang is also on the red. Frankie's the only one left standing, and once you take Frankie out of the picture, then you'll have all your kills against team. So, Nongshim Red Force has that opportunity. Blues official still alive. All 4 players up in this elevation, up in this tower, but BTR does have information as to where they are. So, what are they gonna do? That's the question, because they are still outside of the next play zone, but they are still a full squad, so it's gonna be easy for them to push forward. But then again, there's BTR at the distance. There's also DRX, basically the valedictorian and salutatorian of the tournament right now. They're gonna go against each other. This is gonna be really fun since we're down to 6 teams and 18 players left. And the Stage 6 circle is going to close in real soon.
Oh yeah, the stage number 6 is going to close real soon. It's only 15 more seconds before it closes up, and before it takes another leap of faith on all of these teams. As Bigatron right now is on our screen. You can see them taking the fight against the Bloods. But no connection so far. The sprays are not connecting. Fourth Rise on the other hand, taking the fight against the Team Secret. You can see the player. You can see even the horse. He is behind the horse. He's behind in the cover. IQ is there as well. Finally getting into the water. Getting out of the water. Come on. It's a trade-off going around. Bloods taking the fight against the Team BTR. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's all 4 of the BTRs down and dusted. Oh my goodness. Bloods official. From 1 elimination to 5 elimination. This is absolutely phenomenal, Annie. This is so amazing that we have seen by these guys. But going to the Zarok so far, he's also looking at the T24. He's in fact Team Secret's player. DRX is right in front of the proximity, and the chances are DRX takes the chicken dinner, and nobody's even remotely close to them from after that point onward. Even if they misses the 2 next matches, they're still going to be on the very top after the day number 3.
Absolutely. DRX is on a roll right now, and they have the highest chance of clutching this winner with the chicken dinner. T has to say goodbye, and we're down to 40. 3 players and Blues with 2 players going up against DRX with 4 players. Dude, Papa getting that big damage on their side. T24 goes down. I think that's a whole elimination on their side. No, okay, he's gonna get knocked out by this blue zone sooner or later, but Well, there we have it. It looks like DRX finally clutches that winner with their chicken dinner. This is gonna be fun for them because they are gonna solidify their placement on the overall leaderboards. So this is gonna be really fun. I wonder what the gap is gonna look like right now, especially at BTR. And of course, we do have two maps left to go, so it's not like completely over for them, but still there's a lot of pressure coming in, and I'm really excited to see how the next two maps are gonna fare after all of this. I hear you, Torx. Hmm. Yeah. Well, anyway, Torx, I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen later on. Well, I'm really excited for the statistics because well, DRX does put on a lot of points against BTR, and they've solidified themselves in rank number 1. So, you know what? As you said a while ago, like DTR is quite like they're not getting a lot of points. They're not getting the points that they need. So there's a huge gap gonna come in with DRX, and they only have 2 chances left to catch up. So a little bit nervous for Bigatron by Vitality, but still, it's gonna be really interesting. And I really want to know, however, if ever there will be a team from the top 3 and top 4 that will overtake BTR. That could be possible as well. So that's something to look forward to. And we can see DRX over here with 6 eliminations, damage dealt 1013, and distance traveled 23 kilometers. And with that, this is the individual team stats as well. Yep, there we have it, Torx. There we have it. We have Big Papa with 2 eliminations, Neo with 2 eliminations, QXZZZ with 1 elimination, and Big Mama with 1 elimination. And this is the match summary. We have 54 total eliminations, 4 grenade eliminations, 1 airdrop looted, 0 vehicle eliminations, and 5,620 healing done. And we do have Sky Horror getting the 267-meter longest elimination. So beautiful stats coming in for this Sandhawk. By the way, this is Sandhawk, so lots of chaos coming in, but still DRX as on the top. And this is the MVP of the match. It's IQQ with 5 eliminations, 676 total damage, longest elimination of 194 meters, and survival time of 20 minutes and 20 seconds. So, the MVP of the match, done and dusted. We have the statistics for that. And we're going to be moving on to the damage graph. And of course, DRX with their 6 eliminations and 1013 damage, they have the left side of the Sable. But taking a look at the other teams, we have 8 eliminations and 1580. And moving on to R8 as well, they have 8 eliminations and 1085. And so, despite DRX winning the chicken dinner, they're not really like the highest amount of elimination, but the important thing is they racked up a lot of total like eliminations and placement points. So this is the match leaderboard, Storix.
Oh yeah, the DRX again. Even though couldn't like they did got the winner in a chicken dinner, and that means with 16 points to their name at their disposal, they're going to be unstoppable. 4 thrives, 13 points in this match. Bluz 12, 8 for R8, 7 for Secret, 6 for BTR. Namching's red force with the 6. But going into the overall ranking, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. DRX 152. That's a huge number, almost double. Like you are watching almost 24, 25 points of a difference between the number 1 and the number 2. BTR with 127, 116 for the Secret, 113 for the Horror, DRS with 105, 104 for the APG, 92 for the Yangon Galacticos, 90 for Tribal Messi, Arena with 82, Namshing's 81, 77 Bloods, 75 for Thrives, 66 of all of these things as well. But going into the MVP race, it's GK, 35 total elimination, 6,180, KYT, 32 elimination, 5,488 damage, Sky with 22, 5918, and Zil with 29, 5039.
Yeah, and I love Jaiki's picture, not the typical esports post with the crossed arms. He's like the only one with like the standing emoji kind of pose. Love it for Team Secret's Jaiki. And he's sitting at a 35 eliminations too. So this is gonna be interesting. There's only 2 matches left to like help with your statistics. So there's a lot of pressure coming in, especially for the players that are running for the MVPs, and also for the teams within the placements of the overall leaderboards. They have 2 more mops left to go. They have a Miramar later on, and they will have an Erangel to end not just this day, but this whole tournament. These are pretty standard competition maps. It's just Miramar and it's Erangel. No more uncertainties, no more chaos, no more Rondo, no more Sandhawk. So it's all gonna be about skill. It's all about strategy, and we will be seeing all of that happening later on. After this break, we'll be moving on to Erangel, so stay tuned.
Courage reignites my spark. We'll crowd a new load of Cybertron. Roll for freedom. A victory for all sentient beings.
Come check out WoW version 3.9 during this blistering summer. But watch out so you don't get blasted by ink. The new Ink Blaster fires ink in multiple different colors. Like other firearms, it deals damage, but it also splatters anything it hits with ink. Look at how much fun they're having. Look, seems like the pool party's got some fierce-looking guests. The Smog Zombie and Spitter Zombie have been added to WoW. They're not easy to deal with. Don't miss out on this summer showdown. We might need a janitor to come clear up the battleground. Hold on, an old friend from Winter has come to join our party too. How epic! Start creating with these new objects. The creator page now has a co-creation wallet feature, which displays your detailed creation earnings. Stay tuned.
Is the gloves with teddy, the headband, and also the tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my god!
Don't know how to summon a Transformers bot? Watch this video to learn how. To summon a Transformers bot, you first need to obtain a Space Bridge beacon, the Neon Outpost's core crate, Astro Den's winner's crate, and supply shops are guaranteed ways to obtain a Space Bridge beacon. There is also a chance to obtain one through other means. Neon Outpost Premium Crate. Search supply piles. Space Bridge entrance. Classic area themed crate. When the sky darkens at 400 seconds into the match, you can equip the Space Bridge beacon to the throwable slot and use it. Place the beacon before the Space Bridge entrance's time limit in the upper right corner of the map ends. It must be placed on a flat surface. Then, at the end of the countdown, it will summon Optimus Prime, Megatron, Transformers upgrade materials, or a supply crate to your location. Dive into battle with the Transformers and experience never-before-seen combat.
ल टेस्ट हान्ने
Target spotted. Stay alert.
थ्याङ्क्स ल ब्रो तर मलाई हेल्प चाहिँ चाहिएको थिएन ल हामी पनि यसो प्रो हो ल एकछिन तिमीलाई त म जहाँ पनि देखिरहेको हुन्छु मलाई फलो गरेर हो र मैले लाइक सेयर फलो भनेको सोशल मिडियामा पो फलो गर्यो भनेको त थोडी न मलाई पछि लागिरहेछ भनेछु त
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the PUBG Mobile Training Ground, Nepal Pro Season number 2. We are here as your host, as your casters, once again after the half-day point. And even on top of that, the Sandhawk that we just witnessed, a very stale Sandhawk. I'm not going to talk about the Sandhawk being on a very aggressive side. No, it was a very stale Sandhawk for some reason. But ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the final few matches. 2 more matches to go. And that next one, the next match that we're going to witness is the Miramar. Miramar, the one and only, the longest, the biggest map. I do feel like it's the second biggest map now after Rondo has been released, after Rondo is being played. So I'm just going to call it the second longest map, second largest map. But Annie, what are your thoughts about Miramar on how the teams might play it out?
Well, since this is the second to the last chance, I don't know how the second part of the overall rankings are, the team second page of the overall rankings are going to do, because I bet some of them already know what their fate is going to be for this tournament. So sometimes in some tournaments, they go all, just have fun, but in the end, they don't really take it that seriously. So that's going to be something we might expect or may or may not expect. But for the teams that are still in the running for the top placements in the overall rankings, now these guys are going to be really nervous. There's a lot of pressure coming in for them. So potentially they might go beast mode, or they might go too safe, or they might fumble a lot. There's a lot of possibilities. So with this Miramar map, second to the last map there, not that much pressure as possible, but I'm really hoping that a lot of these teams will rack up points and get as high up the overall rankings as possible.
I mean, they need to get as much points as they can so far to be into the overall ranking in a great position. First of all, if they're not, it's definitely going to affect them. It's definitely going to hurt them a lot. So whatever they're doing, whatever they're trying to push up right now from this point onward to mitigate themselves into the situation, every single point matter, every single momentum matters from this point onward. The placement that you're going to have, the momentum that you're going to generate, and the amount of placement that you can get into this match, it all is dependent on this thing. But aside from that, Miramar, it is Miramar. It can either be like our starting Miramar, very aggressive, or it can be like the typical Miramar, very on the stencil side, very stalemate. The teams might not take the fights early on till the stage number 5, stage number 6. But there's also a cautious to that. There's also a caution for that. If the teams do not take the fights, do not take those early engagements like we saw aggressively, we're gonna see a lot of aggressions into the state number 6 onward, state number 5 onward, where those 16 teams are gonna be compact within this small circle, small radius of the circle. Nobody will have any exit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's gonna be really fun to watch. But really want to see like a lot of aggression later. I'm just imagining, these teams. They're all like, let's all land on like El Pozo or something, or Los Leones, and just go at it. But of course, there are some teams that will be it seriously, and hopefully, we see a lot of aggression early on, because that's where all the fun is, because that's where all the uncertainty is. You don't have the best guns yet, so people get knifed down, or like frying pan, or like straight up punched to death in the early engagement. So that's one thing that we can look forward to if ever they go aggressive early on. But if they don't, as you said, we're gonna be expecting 16 whole teams in a stage 8 circle, congregated. That'll be really fun to watch. Just one grenade, and there will be like 10 eliminations. But it hasn't happened yet,
No.
but it would be really satisfying to watch. And you know what? Anything can happen, but I think that's just one thing that probably won't ever happen unless the players all agree to it. But you know what? A caster can dream.
I mean, yeah, we can dream, but we're definitely not gonna see 10 eliminations with a single grenade going on. I mean, that's going way beyond. You're going plus ultra at this point for the teams with that grenade. You're using the one for all to the 1,000 times on the limit, and it's not gonna do anything. But
For this match number 5, that'll be the Miramar. So with that, well, we will be moving on to the second, the last chance for these 16 wonderful teams to go ahead and prove themselves. So coming in, this is a really strange flight path. This is going to be really hard for the teams, especially for those that like to drop off all the way to the northeastern part of the map. Definitely, Campo Militar is a whole road trip. And I don't think anyone will be trying to, go that place is so far northeast. But what could be really funny right now is the circle is gonna go ahead and come in to Cruz de Valle.
I mean, yeah, that's absolutely true. So far, we're seeing from Puerto Paraíso all the way towards near the El Pozo side, the plain line that's going on. The circle where it's going to shift, that's a different story. That's a different momentum that the players or the teams will have to take into the consideration. But I'm seeing Los Leones being contested right now, and A1RG is already on that casualties angle. They are taking that fight. They are getting those casualties, but they might also get some decent number of eliminations. Yes, you are back. Welcome back, Annie. Welcome back. But ladies and gentlemen, Los Leones, 3 teams contesting in that singular city. The circle going to the northern side towards the oasis somewhat, La Cobreria. The Cruz del Valle somewhat, the corner is in the circle. Hacienda del Patron, I would say, is somewhat the centralized position of the circle as well, with the San Martin being also an area that's going to be contested. But Bloods official versus Four Thrives, it's happening at Monte Nuevo.
Very interesting drop off points for everyone right now. Oh, we can see there was a grenade over there. EA coming in. Might be trouble with flash. Okay, did not stand a chance from 3 people from E Arena. But over here, live, and is the only one left apparently from A1RG. So this is gonna be a little bit hard, and especially since they have the SMGs and the shotguns still. But one grenade and a dream. He get the damage that he needs. I don't think it's gonna be possible, but still, well, it will be the second to the last chance for this A1RG. And if their last player goes down, it's just all over for them. But over here, Blood's official. Wait a minute. Yangon Galacticos entered with 2 players in the lobby. Secret with only 3. A1RG with 3. Is this gonna be nasty? This is gonna be a little bit hard, and for the fact that this is gonna be their second to the last chance to get points on the leaderboards is gonna be a little bit hard.
I mean, going into this phase, we're seeing the early fight that's occurring. Yangon has joined this match with just the 2 players, but you can see Nomshing's at 4 versus R8. Getting into those casualties, A1RG. Just down to the very last guy as well in this area. He's also the solo person remaining, and the situation is not looking good for him. It's not looking good for the person. Be very careful on what you're going to do and how you're going to play this game up for yourself. But here we go, Rowdy going forward. On the other side, we are seeing Nomching's Red Force versus R8. Those casualties are popping off, ladies and gentlemen. It's happening. Rowdy's here with the shotgun in hand, and he's not moving. And he knows that at this point, if he gets eliminated, that's another elimination to the whole team. So you don't want to do that.
Yes. And then just as you said it, 4, 5, 6 finally puts that last bullet on them. Well, that's actually one team down from this whole map, but we're still up 14 teams and 46 players as well. So lots of exciting things that are waiting to happen. Blues and 4 Thrives are within the same area, so this is gonna be really fun. All the while, Ozzy-san from Kinotrope spots Arena and finally puts in coffin for NC2 as well. So EA, they're in a little bit of trouble. They're down to 2 players too, but then again, they are already up 3 eliminations. So it's not that great of a trade-off, but still, Arena managed to get a lot of points on their side. So what they can do right now is play it a little bit more safe than usual, because they definitely want to go for those placement points and then get as much kills as possible without being too aggressive and risking getting picked off really early on.
Right now, it's just that one elimination, one full team wipeout that we just witnessed. But going on, okay, Yangon Galacticos is down to the last player as well. They joined with 3 men, but there we go. Nomching Red Force, they're first. They're the one that's going to be eliminated right there. Bigatron by Vitality in this match as well. Even though they're kind of lacking now, 25, 27 points of a difference that's going on between number 1 and number 2 to these guys. They are in desperate need of a winner chicken dinner. That needs to happen. That needs to be done. But going on, we are seeing Bumblebee, all the 4 players of the Bigatron. But look at the kill feed. It is Bloods versus 4 Thrive. 4 Thrive losing the players, but Bumblebee also shooting with the Mini 14. Tap, fires on DRX. The team that is on the very top. If they manage to get DRX out of this equation, out of this match, this changes everything. After just a single win of a chicken dinner, they might be eligible to secure that number 1 position once again for themselves. But aside from the fact that BTR is not pushing forward, DRX is finally going to get that 1 elimination. Okay, BTR is going to be responsible for that 1 elimination to their name. And DRX already at the start of the game, down to the last man that they are.
DRX, the last person standing on their team. After that, they won't have any more